And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the 2022 or the 2022 primary election coverage, another edition of primary election coverage here on Eastern Broadcasting. We are live at the Harlan County Courthouse. Now, obviously, no numbers have come in as of yet. Polls will remain open until around 6 p.m., but we will have the first number and the last number here tonight covering the 2022 primary election live at the Harlan County Courthouse. I'm Jackie Cornett. Sean Burnett will be joining me shortly, and you're listening to the Eastern Broadcasting Radio Network as well as live stream on WTUK Wild Country Facebook page. Is that what we're on?
Yes.
Yes, okay. But good evening to you. Hello, Sean. You going to scoot me over here?
Yeah, if you don't care.
Again, I want to mention we are live on the radio, obviously, 105.1 FM, and also we are on WTUK 105.1 FM's Facebook page. That's WTUK Wild Country. Are we on any of our sister stations?
We are on WHLN's Facebook page. We are also on Harlan Community TV, Channel 34 and Channel 2, and in Everett's Community TV, their local access channel also. We are on the YouTube stream. We are on the webpage, WTUKradio.com. We are worldwide.
You might catch us on the CBS Evening News or whatever you prefer.
Probably.
You never know. Hey, look. We did the ball games last night. You was there running equipment for us last night. We did the 52nd District Baseball Tournament. And just a reminder for you, championship game is tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock. I had said 7 o'clock a number of times, but the championship game between Middlesboro and Harlan County is at 6 p.m. tomorrow evening at Harlan High School. We will be bringing that game to you, weather permitting.
Yes.
We will be bringing that game to you live as well, the championship game there.
And you know what's lined up? It's going to be a great game.
I think it'll be good.
Middlesboro played an awesome game. Harlan County played an awesome game. They came back there in the final innings and ended up sweeping it, and it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, both games will come from behind.
That's right.
Bale County actually led Middlesboro early, and then Middlesboro just kind of poked, and the next thing you knew, they had a 10-run lead, and then Harlan County come back from a 3-0 deficit and batted around in the lineup the last two times they came to bat and ended up scoring 10 runs in 2 innings.
And that's the great thing about baseball that people don't realize is you can never quit. You cannot quit until the game's over, because I've seen so many times in games I've played, I've coached, whatever, and you have also, you can be ahead by 5 or 6 points going into the final inning and just lose it. Bad.
The snowball effect in baseball is phenomenal.
It is.
It is phenomenal. Momentum can switch in a heartbeat. But we will be live tomorrow evening for that championship game. Tonight, it's another game. Politics.
That's right.
and
that's what it is. It is a game.
I know some politicians.
It's a very serious game.
Yeah, you shouldn't be saying that.
Well, the results of it is very serious. It changes everything, but it is a highly calculated chess match up until, here in about 4 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, the thing to remember, and I was reminded of this morning when I was doing the Crow Show, is the polls do close at 6 p.m., but if you are in line before 6 p.m., and they will be checking that, then you are allowed to vote. So we may be a few minutes past 6 o'clock before we start getting first numbers. Now, again, in Harlan County, there are 32 precincts, and we will be talking about 33 precincts because they add the absentees as basically an extra precinct for counting purposes. I also talked to the clerk in there just a few moments ago. We had early voting going on in Harlan County last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I did not know if that was going to be in a lump sum number or divided up into precincts. I understand that's going to be counted in as precincts come in. So,
well, we'll have to go and ask and get clarification from Donna. If you look at the screen in front of us and viewers on TV and on the webpage, it says 0 of 64 precincts reporting. So we'll have to get some clarification on what that is.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that came up because 33 is what I've always 32 precincts and absentees is what I've always known.
Yes,
and you know. I was thinking about this a little earlier. I've been doing this for almost 20 years, election return coverage. And one of the exciting things about election return coverage, especially when you have such a broad election locally going on here in Harlan County right now, is how this courthouse will fill up
Yes.
in about 30 minutes after
Yes.
after the polls close.
It will. And before we get started, we probably need to mention the people that make it possible for us to be here. And they've done a great thing. We are not going to cut away for commercials. As you can see, the sponsors are rotating right there. Need you to, tell them you appreciate them doing this. Go see them and things. And we'll give them to you in no particular order. J&J Fencing and Pools, Verta Quick Stop and Grill, Fred Owens Jr. Attorney at Law, Cardinal Financial Services, Harlan Carpet Mart, Harlan Vapors, Monticello Bank, Harlan Dental Clinic, and Jared Nunley Realty Century 21. And Jared has got a whole lot more than just realty going on, and I'm not reading it all off.
I talked to him not too long ago, and somebody told me I needed a U-Haul, and somebody told me to get a hold of him. He would probably have one, and I got in touch with him, and he started reeling off everything that he was doing, and I thought, my gosh, man.
Here's the thing. You need a house, call Jared. You need a U-Haul, call Jared. You need inflatables, call Jared. You need to rent an apartment, call Jared. I mean, and he even does the Bluegrass Transit. He's doing that, so you need to ride somewhere. Who you going to call? We're going to call Jared.
That's right. But we appreciate our sponsors.
Yes.
And again, folks, a lot of times when we hear commercials on the radio or whatever in media, a lot of times, we just kind of let it go in one ear and out the other. These people make possible what we try to do to help the community, covering elections, covering ball games, and other events as well. And those people are very, very important to us.
Yes, and people don't realize, used to be it was just you had to have the sponsors to pay the talent, to talk. Now we've got equipment. We've probably got $10,000 in equipment sitting here that it's required to be able to bring this to people.
And you know what's interesting?
What's that?
This shows my age, and I hate to admit it. My equipment that I brought tonight,
yes,
was a notebook and an ink pen.
You know what? The batteries never run out on that.
No, they don't. But I run out of ink every now and then.
Well, that's true.
Anyway, looks like just a few minutes away from polls closing. Now, if you've never followed us during the election return coverage, it is a long, drawn-out process, but it's not nearly as long as it used to be because of electronics, what we were talking about. 10 years ago, but we will start getting the close precincts. We'll start getting the Harlan precinct and precincts around Harlan and so on. Usually the last precincts coming in is from the Tri-Cities, maybe over in the Bledsoe community and down toward the Bell County line in that area there. So sometimes there's a lull in there. We'll get a lot of precincts and then it'll just slow down for a little while until more come in. So again, we will be here till that last vote is counted.
So while you go over the ballot, I'm going to step in and see if I can get the absentees. It is 6 o'clock now. They should release them to us.
Looking, and I will get to the Democratic Party in In Magistrate District 4, 4 candidates. Jim Roddy is the incumbent there. He's being opposed by Darrell Middleton, Hiram Fields, and Chris Allen. And then Constable in District 4, Larry Bunn Grubbs, Stephen Ray, and Chris Hickey. And then the 5th Magisterial District, the Magistrate's Race. James F. Howard, the incumbent, being opposed by Dale Long, Jordan Mountain Santa Howard, Delbert Stevens, Kenneth Hensley, and Erica Hall. And then in the 5th District Constable race, Robert Haywood and Brian Hale. That's all Republican candidates, all Republican candidates. And we are just covered with Republican races on every level this primary election day. On the Democratic Party side, in the 5th Congressional District, United States Senator, you have Joshua Wesley Blanton Sr., Charles Booker, Ruth Gale, and John Merrill. And then County Clerk here in Harlan County, the incumbent, Donna G. Hoskins, being opposed by Pamela D. Bailey. And then Magistrate in the 5th Magisterial District, George Grant and Travis Hensley. So there's a rundown of what we will be looking at this evening. Shaun has went to see if he could get the absentee votes for us. Again, you're listening to live 2022 primary election coverage here on the Eastern Broadcasting Radio Network, and we will be here with you until all votes are counted. And also, we always try to do a few interviews at the end, and hopefully we'll have some candidates. I'm sure we'll have some of them lingering around the Harlan County Courthouse as the votes are tallied. And we always try to grab a couple people and just talk to them a little bit, and the winners. And it's always kind of tough to talk to people that maybe lose an election or even lose a ball game. It's kind of tough. And the last thing they want is to hear someone asking them questions about a race or a game. So we will be looking to see if we can find some people maybe to do some interviews for you with. Okay? Shaun has made it back in, and polls are closed unless you was in line before 6 p.m.
All right, so the absentee ballots will show up on that screen. They're counting them right now. They're feeding them in, so they'll pop up just as soon as, real quick. They don't know why it says 64 precincts. They said that's a glitch in the system, obviously.
So there is the 32 and the absentees.
Yes,
the
there's
same.
33.
Nothing's changed there. Okay. All right.
It's been highly contested, the entire race.
You know, I made comment. I think it's either this morning or last week or whatever. I made comment about it. And like I say, I've been covering elections for Eastern Broadcasting, and you've been covering for Eastern Broadcasting as well as WHLN before it was part of Eastern Broadcasting. Yes. You and your father used to sit right here beside me, and we would do it all together. But I don't know if I have ever seen so much political foliage on the highways, the signs.
I know. And I don't, listen, I'm about to make some candidates mad. I don't like election signs. And never in my life have I been driving down the road and seen an election sign and be like, you know what, I'm going to vote for that guy. Never. So I don't like them.
Now, that coming from a guy that just promoted all of our advertising on media. So
now, that's different.
Yeah.
That's
but what I mean is, quit buying signs and do advertising, right?
Let me think real quick. Do we have any sponsors that sell signs before I come?
No, I'm just kidding. They all do. But the point being this, it's not necessary anything bad, cluttering, this, that, whatever. The point being this, so many candidates running. Yeah. So many. And I don't remember this many. I really don't. They probably was, but I don't remember this many.
You've got District 5 magistrates, 5.
Right.
District 5 magistrate has 6 on a Republican ticket. District 1 has 5 on a Republican ticket. 2nd District has got 2. I mean, you don't see that. You see 2 or 3. In a big one, there's maybe 4.
Right.
But every one of them, it's just it's a big election.
Right. And the thing too is so many people maybe that not incumbents that are running for other offices besides district offices. They're running for county offices. And we have incumbents incumbents on the Republican side. We do have an incumbent on a major office in Harlan County on the Democratic side, Donna G. Hoskins, county clerk. And then on the Republican side, it's full of incumbents, but it's also full of people vying for that position as well.
Yes.
So you're right. I mean, it's full. It's full.
You've got, if you look at everything's on the Republican side. On the Democratic ticket, the only thing anyone had to vote for was 5th District Magistrate, County Clerk, and the United States Senator.
Yeah.
And there were so many people. I had a bunch of people come to me and say, well, no, I didn't vote. I'm a Democrat. I only got 2 things to vote for. It's pointless. I said, no, it's not.
It's not pointless.
You've got a reason to vote.
Yeah.
Go vote.
Well, and we talked about this the last time we covered. I remember, and like I say, I've got a few more years on you than you and on me than you do, and I can remember back when I was a younger man, I was told by numerous people, we're a Democratic county. We are a Democratic county.
And we were.
And we were until probably 10 years ago.
Yes.
10, 12 years ago. And you and I sat here right before our very eyes and watched that thing change.
Yes.
I think the last time we did these returns, it was probably 20% of the votes cast were straight pull ticket Republican.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And maybe about 8% or 7% Democrat. So That's really switched. Sponsors again. You got that pulled up?
Yeah, I can pull
let's throw that out
got
there.
them running
You
up
say
there.
We're not taking a commercial?
We don't have any. So the system is different now.
We're doing a live read.
Yes.
Yeah.
So our sponsors, we want to thank all these people in no particular order. We're going to read it backwards this time.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Nunley.
We talked enough about
Does
Jared.
a lot.
I'm not going to give Jared more. Yeah.
The
Love
Harlan
you,
Dental
buddy.
Clinic, Matt Nunez. Monticello Bank, Harlan Vapors, Harlan Carpet Mart, Cardinal Financial Services, Fred Owens Jr., attorney at law, Verta Quick Stop and Grill, and J&J Fencing and Pools. Have you been up to the Verta Quick Stop and Grill and eaten?
No, I have not.
You need to. Their Grippo
No, I
salad,
don't.
their Grippo burger, everything's good.
Yeah. But I'm going to go back to Monticello Bank there just a minute ago. Got to give a shout out to a buddy of mine, Scott Sherman,
Yes.
now working with Monticello Bank.
Yes.
And
I heard that on the Crow in the Morning show, actually.
I crippled him years ago. I introduced
you
him to
really?
radio. Yeah, I was doing sports radio for Cumberland radio station up there doing Cumberland Redskin football and basketball and so on. And then when I left to go full-time at WTUK, someone had to take over up there, and I had him do it, or I talked him into doing it. And we always called him Scoop. He had to scoop. And but anyway, good to see him with Monticello Bank, one of our proud sponsors.
Monticello, it is owned by a larger company, not in Harlan, but all of these people working here are local.
Yeah,
it's still the local bank.
I can still go in, and I'm not, and look, we got local banks everywhere, okay? But still, this is one of our sponsors we're talking about. I can still go into Monticello Bank and be addressed as a friend.
Yes.
It's still the same. So,
Without a doubt. Well, when you've got as much money in the bank as you've got, though, they've got a picture of you up there. Mm-hmm. This is our number one customer right here. That's how that works.
It's all in IOUs. That's called debt, folks. Look, I'm the richest man that lives in my house when my son's not home.
Yeah. We're still waiting on the first balance.
I think we're about to
cast.
get some. Looks like the screen just went white on us there, so we may start getting some numbers. And the other thing is this. We can let you know when numbers are going to change a little bit ahead of time, because we will see the precinct workers as they come in.
Yes.
They will be coming in.
I haven't seen any yet.
No. The first one we will probably see will be from the Harlan precinct, obviously.
Yes.
That voting going on down at the Harlan Center. And I did not ask this, and I wish I had. And I tell you, we'll check on that in just a little bit to try to find out. But I'm curious. We had the early voting Thursday, Friday, Saturday last week. I just wonder what the numbers were there. And I was hoping they would have that kind of separated so we would see what the numbers were, but it's going to be added into each precinct.
We talked to Donna about problems. No major problems. There were 2 or 3 precincts that opened late. One of them, I think the latest, was 23 minutes. But other than that, there was no problems at all.
Right. And again, talking about, problems, there's a hotline, state of Kentucky, there's a hotline to to report any kind of irregularities that you may observe or witness or whatever. And obviously, that entails the whole state of Kentucky. But just like Shaun and I were talking about, as far as reports of irregularities and so on, I think you'll probably see quite a few more this year, possibly because there's so many people running. Somebody's going to, maybe feel slighted here, there, this, that, whatever, something along that line.
We've got some information on why that says we have 64 precincts.
All right.
You have 32 precincts.
Okay.
Democrat side, Republican side.
So it's doing
That's
both
your
of them.
64.
All right.
I've never seen it done like that.
No, it's always.
But the question that brings up is,
where do we get
where's
the
the
absentees? That's the question I've got, because it was always the 33rd precinct.
I know.
So we'll be finding that out in just a little bit. But again, no numbers have been reported as of yet, and we'll be watching for people to come in as precinct workers will start making their way in. And the other thing is this that I have noticed throughout the years is you'll see law enforcement with a lot of the precinct workers that come in, just kind of not really escorting, but just.
I believe they do. I think that is a law.
Is
you don't always see them walk up the stairs and by us, but they do have to be escorted by not just law enforcement, by the sheriff's office.
Right. That's exactly that's who it would be, the sheriff's office. So. Anyway, some of the races, again, getting back to some of the races and some of the county races, there's been a lot of publicity, a lot of media, and a lot of interest in a few of the races, county races that are going on. Of course, the PVA race, again, I mentioned Felicia Wooten-Tammy and Robert Simpson, that one, and then the county judge executive race, Dan Mosley, Mackie Wynn, and Mackie Wynn, and Darren Pete Farmer. The clerk's race, you have John Clem Jr. and Ashley Sullivan over on the Republican side, and then the incumbent is a Democrat, Donna Hoskins, running against Pam Bailey. And then the sheriff's office, former Deputy Sheriff Chris Brewer running against the incumbent Leslie E. Smitty Smith. So we've got about 4 county races that's going to be real interesting to keep our eye on this evening.
Yeah, it's been a long primary election, don't you think?
Well, yeah, I do. I really do. And again, you got to understand one of the situations with that is where I am in radio and live on the radio for three hours plus every morning. I hear all the commercials, so I hear it all. I hear from every different candidate that's running for office, whatever it may be, and it seems like it has been more publicized, and like you said, maybe drew out a little bit longer than normal because people really started campaigning early.
Oh yeah, they did, and for the most part, it was a pretty clean election. In the later parts, there was a little questionable things and a few different things. Yeah. But for the most part, it was pretty clean.
Yeah.
It was. And I think that's the beauty of being in a small town. Everyone knows each other, and people know, I better not say anything because I got to look at them in the Food City later.
I was talking to an incumbent, and I'm not going to say who it was, but earlier today I was talking to an incumbent, and we were talking, and the incumbent looked at me and said, "What was I thinking when I did this?"
Oh, yeah.
Because, hey, let me tell you, campaigning is work. Mm-hmm. It is work, and it's working for your job. Basically, is what it's doing. So, it's been long and drawn out. It sure has. But hey, tonight. And I would say approximately an hour and a half, we're going to have a really good idea of where everything goes.
Oh, yeah. There's a couple of races that will go into November. 2, the county clerks will go into November.
Right,
and then the 5th District Magistrate race will go into November. But all of the other county races, we're going to know tonight. Yeah. Now, it will not be official until November. And I have actually heard that there are some independents that are going to come out and run in November against these.
Well,
they can do that.
I wouldn't doubt that at all. Yeah,
it's not finished until November, It's not done until
Right,
November.
right.
They're not. I mean, somebody, if a new person gets elected, magistrate say tonight, they're not magistrate tonight.
You know, we were talking about this being one of the fullest rosters of candidates that we've seen in a long, long time. And, you know, in a primary election, you do have more candidates. But, again, you know, I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but, man, looking at this paper, this sheet in front of me, there's a ton of names here that we're going to be going over this evening.
Yes.
And the other thing here is this, and some of the old politicians will tell you this. When there are a number of politicians or a number of people running for one particular office, like you mentioned just a little while ago, we've got 6 in one magisterial district for magistrate, we've got five in another one, and so on, that really splits the vote. It really can split the vote up, and surprises can happen.
You know, I was somewhere this week, and one of the guys was talking about the 5th District, and he said, you know what, there's so many people running, whoever gets 12 votes wins that one.
Yeah, see,
yeah,
you know, it's not going to be big numbers. Now, the thing is, one of the things that is different, we do have other elections that have a lot of candidates, but that's usually when we see school board races involved in the election, along with city council races and so on. That now you really, really, really get a bunch of candidates there. But for these are all, I don't know exactly what term I'm looking for, but these are all county government seats. Not to say that a mayor or a council member is not, but these are more broad seats that people are vying for, and to have this many, I think, is just it's really interesting. That's the best word I can use.
Oh yeah, but you know, these are going to be easier to watch because we're going to have the leader. You know, doing those city councils and those school board, it's, you know, you got 17 people running and the top 4, and you're sitting here reading these and you're trying to keep track of the top 4, and you're adding it up. Yeah. So this is going to be pretty easy to us.
Well, and you know, another race that we've not talked a whole lot about, and let me tell you, you want to talk about an important seat in any county government, is the coroner's race.
Definitely.
That is so important, and it's an open seat this year. For a coroner, it's an open seat. John Derek No, Joshua L. Shackelford, Tommy E. Hall, Jeffrey Sawyers, all vying for that open seat. So that's going to be a very interesting race there without an incumbent involved.
I have to correct something that we said.
What did we say?
I have received several messages on it.
What did we say?
The people that win the Republican, they still have some work to do in November. For instance, in the sheriff's race, Mike Lunsford did file to run on the Democratic ticket. So in the sheriff's race, that was facing one. I got a message that the 4th District Magistrate's race had someone filed. So I want to take responsibility and apologize. That was me that made that, and that's not correct. They still have more work to do in November.
Right.
And I apologize for that.
Well, one of the things, and I'll kind of back you up on this. We're reading all these names and got all this stuff in front of us here. Those people that are unopposed do not show on our info sheet.
Yes.
So again, apologize for that, but yeah.
Figured we needed to go ahead and clear that up.
You know, and come to think of it, I also believe that there is a Democrat. I'm going to have to double check that, but I also believe that there is a Democrat on the ticket for 3rd District Magistrate's race later on. I think so.
Yeah.
And so again, that's an unopposed if it is, and it doesn't show on what we have right here. So anyway, we've been on now for about 30 minutes, and we still haven't seen a number. I have not seen a precinct come in. We do not have the absentees, but one of the things that I've noticed already, precincts have been closed about 20 minutes.
We also have in November the circuit judges race.
Oh, that's right. That is nonpartisan, right?
Yes,
yeah,
that
that's
election
nonpartisan.
is in November. And we do know who's filed to run for that. That's Kent Hendrickson and I forgot her name. Karen Davenport. That's the two that have run. So we still got a lot of fun in November.
Fun for who? Fun for who?
Before the numbers start rolling in again, we'll go over our sponsors one additional time here. In no particular order, we would like to thank Verta Quick Stop and Grill, Cardinal Financial Services, Harlan Vapors, Monticello Bank, Harlan Dental Clinic, Jared Nunley, Harlan Carpet Mart, J&J Fencing and Pools, and Fred Owens Jr. Attorney.
I tried to write down what we were talking about there. I tell you, we'll try to get some more information for you here in just a little bit. I was looking at some of the precincts here and what they all entail, areas that they entail.
We do have in the 5th District also, Matt Napier will be running as independent for magistrate.
Okay, I need
he
to
has
write that
already
down.
filed.
Yeah, it's in the 5th.
Yes. No, that is in the 1st. That text said 5th, but it's the 1st.
Okay. All right, let's see. Oh, I was looking here, I was talking about just a minute ago, the precincts, what all precincts are involved in some of these district races. Of course, in the 1st District, that's, magistrate and constable race, Harlan, Baxter, Putney, Pine Mountain, and Bledsoe. And then in the 2nd District, that's Aegis, Verta, North Everts, South Everts, Britton's Creek, Shields, Klondike. In the 3rd District, which is what I mentioned is the district that I live in, that's Tots, Green, Morris, Cumberland City Hall, Cumberland Black Motor East, Blair, Cumberland, New York, Benham, Lynch, East Main. That entails all of that area. In the 4th District, Elkhorn, Sunshine, Grays Knob, Kaywood, Hiram, Smith, Cranks. And in the 5th District, Loyal, Fresh Meadows, Wallins, City Hall, Wallins School, Cold Iron, and Path Fork, all those areas involved there. So, it's kind of changed. We've consolidated a lot of precincts throughout time, because I know that there used to be, seems like there was a precinct every 10 miles every time you moved back when I was a little younger. But it's all been consolidated down quite a bit.
Some of the precincts, all of the precincts are very large now.
Yes.
Very large,
Yes.
spread out, and shaped weird. It's not like it's not like it's just a little perfect cut rectangle or something. It's odd. It's like the state of Florida, the precincts are things.
Or the other planet, Florida.
Well, I just meant the shape of it.
All right, folks, I see a precinct coming in. One precinct looks like has made its way in. And we will start getting some numbers in just a little bit. And I would make a guess that that's probably the Harlan precinct.
Yes.
And I'd say that will be the first one that we will get, the voting there at the Harlan Center.
There's another precinct that came in. I'll never forget the night, and I'm sure you were here, that one of the precincts decided to go eat dinner.
Yes.
We were here till 10:30 or 11 at night. No one knew where they were. Right. You can only say so much.
Yeah, I remember.
On the radio.
I remember. We sat here and we were trying to figure out what the problem was, and it just hadn't arrived, and they kept trying to find out where. Said
that was before cell phones were big, and I remember that.
We've
been assured that will never happen again.
Yeah, where are you? Yeah, I remember that. And of course, there's always the possibility of some kind of a mishap.
Another precinct.
The machine.
They're about to start rolling.
There's 3 precincts that's made it into the clerk's office, so we'll start seeing those numbers shortly. Again, there's 32 precincts in Harlan County, and we're still trying to find out how we're going to find out the numbers for the absentee, because in the past, the screen showed 33 precincts, which involved 32 voting precincts and absentees. The screen now shows 64, which is 32 precincts on the Republican ticket, 32 precincts on the Democratic ticket.
We've got a lot of, we were asking how the early voting was going to be thrown in. Looking at the screen, it shows absentee voting, early voting, election day. Now, what I don't understand is down at the bottom, undervoters, overvoters, and cast votes. Is that going to tell us if somehow more people have voted than were registered?
That must.
Which I think we're more likely to see, because they've said it was a low turnout. That's going to show how many people did not vote that are registered in that district.
With so many people running, does that not surprise you, a low turnout?
I know. I could not believe it. I mean, when I heard at lunchtime when I came over, they said it's horrible. I said, no, it can't be. And then
I was
they
told
talked
that.
about how bad it is.
I was told that, yeah.
and I'm surprised. I thought all the work that all of these candidates have done and all the promises that have been made to them, there's some people lied to them.
Yeah,
I mean, is there another way to explain it?
Yeah, it's but again, if you have a regional, state, or especially county election involved in a presidential election, hang on, baby, numbers are coming then.
Oh, yeah.
Numbers are coming. So that probably took some away. We didn't have a governor's race or anything along that, a presidential race or anything like that. So it is just basically local.
Yes.
It is basically local with a couple regional state seats there with representatives, senators, and so on. Still waiting for the first numbers. We do know that 3 precincts have made their way in to the clerk's office, and we noticed in the past with the new machines and everything, those numbers usually get tabulated pretty quick.
Yes. Once they start rolling, it's boom, 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 boom. We sit here for 30, 45 minutes with nothing, and then in about 10 or 15 minutes' time, we've got everything. We're trying to read the results. The screen resets and updates.
Right in the middle, yeah.
Yeah, and we're trying to remember where we were, and it's interesting. I love it. It's my favorite day of the year.
It's like the Kentucky Derby.
Yes.
Down the stretch they come. Oh, goodness. All right, folks, you are listening to Eastern Broadcasting's coverage of the 2022 primary election, and we are live at the Harlan County Courthouse. I'm Jackie Cornett. Sean Burnett is with me. Also, not only on the radio, as you know, I'm a radio man, and we are live. And go ahead, Sean. There may be some people from outside the area not know that they can listen to election return coverage that we're broadcasting here tonight. There's a number of ways through Facebook and everything. Let the people know how they can listen other than on the radio.
We are worldwide at this point. They can catch us if they just want to hear us. If they're working in the kitchen or doing something in the garden, whatever, they can catch us on the TuneIn stream. They can catch us on WTUKRadio.com. They can catch the video on Harlan Community TV, Everett's TV, WTUK Facebook, and WTUK YouTube. And we have results. Go ahead, Jackie.
Oh, man, I don't know where to start. I'm still trying to find the numbers. First one is the United States Senator's race. And now, just like you said, as I was getting ready to read the number, they've refreshed the screen. And if you're watching on Facebook Live, you see what we're seeing, okay?
We have 2 of 34 precincts reporting. It's showing that now.
I don't know what the 34
in the
is.
United States Senator's race, the top runner right now, they don't put them in order. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
Rand Paul is ahead right now with 86%. The screen just reset again.
I think it was 117 votes, and everybody else was very small numbers there in the state senator's race. Here it comes up again. This, again, is with 2 precincts reporting. Rand Paul had
629
votes.
And then the other ones are 14, 33, 12. I mean,
that's not going to be close at all. The next one that we will probably see on the screen will be the United States representative in Congress. And nope, it went right back to the first one, still with only 2 precincts reporting. And Rand Paul just blowing that away so far. I don't see that happening, anything changing there throughout the night.
It's really interesting looking at this screen, and we encourage everyone to get on Harlan Community TV or the WTUK Facebook. It's got a lot of information there.
Yes, it
tells
does.
us the absentees.
This is a totally different screen than we've seen.
I think I like it.
It's going to take a little getting used to. Here comes United States representative in Congress, and now the screens went blank again. So
with 2 of 34 precincts reporting, Rand Paul is ahead. That's all we can tell you at this point.
Now. And he's ahead huge.
By a lot.
Huge. So here it comes up again. Of all the votes cast there in the 2 precincts, he has received almost 90% of the vote, and it went blank again. So they may be having an issue
in
there.
In the 5th Congressional District, United States Representative, we did see that Hal Rogers was well ahead in that one. He had 689 votes, something like that.
It's popping up again. Let's see if the screen will stay with us this time. And it didn't. It went blank again. So that's about 4 times it's went blank on us. I don't know if they're trying to reset it and retabulate or if there's an issue. But again, it is a new screen, totally different than what we're used to seeing, and a ton of information. Rand Paul received 512 votes, absentee votes. 512 absentee
Pretty
votes.
good. That's pretty good. We've got more precincts on the way. I know Lowell just left and is on their way. We're still right here at the United States Senator, Rand Paul, 629 votes. That is 86% of the vote. It says undervotes 44. I don't know what that means.
I'm not. That one confuses me.
I'm sure it means something, but we don't know what it is.
Under the table. No, I didn't say that.
No, we can't do that. No.
I didn't say that. Oh, goodness. All right, they're running it again. Let's see if it continues to run. And this time it does. Nope, it stopped again. It was running, and then it stopped again. Still showing only 2 precincts reporting in Harlan County.
It's going to be real interesting when the stuff starts coming in. I know Lowell's on the way, but we've got, 32 precincts
32,
total?
yeah, 32.
And absentees are mixed in. I guess it shows puts
the
the absentee
absentees
in that particular precinct now. There seems to be a problem with the computer, not ours, the one counting the votes. I don't know what's going on. I would go in and check, but I'm sure that Ken is in there. He's working frantically to see what's going on with it, so we don't really want to be in there and be more trouble than we're worth.
I'm seeing 100. It says 133 early votes is what I'm seeing up there when we're seeing the United States Senator's race there. Excuse me. Early voting. Okay, that's what we have right now. We do not have Election Day voting there. That is early voting and absentee voting is what that is. And now here it rolls. Of course, Hal Rogers way, way ahead, 80% of the votes so far. And again, this is absentee votes and early voting. 736 for Hal Rogers, Jacob Justice, and Brandon Edwards. There's been 222 votes cast, and Edwards leads that 165 to 57. The property valuation administrator, jump in there with me, baby.
We got Robert Simpson with 245 votes, Felicia Wooten Tammy with 380 votes. That puts Felicia ahead 60% to 40%. County Judge Executive, Darren Pete Farmer, 45 votes. Mackie Wynn, 210. Dan Mosley in the lead with 59% of the vote. In the county, I apologize, I'm reading the absentee voting. Okay, and the sheriff's race. We'll do this correct. The sheriff's race. Chris Brewer has 57.7% of the vote. Leslie Smith with 42%. In the jailer's race, B.J. Burkhart is in the lead with 68%. We've got Rick Jones with 21%. Tater Dodd, 7%, and Stretch Creech with 2%. In the coroner's race, right now in the lead, we have John Derek No with 43%, followed closely by Jeff Sawyers with 35%. First District Magistrate's race. The leader right now appears to be Clark Sparky Middleton, followed by Paul Caldwell, a difference of about 15%. In the First District Constable's race, the leader is Tony No with 50% of the vote. Second District Magistrate's race, Bill Moore, 58%. Michael Napier is not far behind with 41%. Second District Magistrate's race, that is a constable's race, Second District. Scotty Moore with 83%. Gary Plank, 16%. Third District Magistrate's race, Paul Browning, the incumbent, with 63%. Tracy Bailey with 36%. Fourth District Magistrate's race, the leader right now is Jim Roddy with a good lead at 67%. Closest behind him is Darrell Middleton with 14%. Fourth District Constable's race, we have very, very close. We have Stephen Ray and Larry Bun Grubbs, both with 41%. Bun Grubbs has 1 vote more. Fifth District Magistrate's race, the leader right now is the incumbent, James Howard, with 51%. Jordan Howard is close with 18%. He is the next closest. Fifth District Constable, we have Robert Haywood, the incumbent, 54%, and Brian Hell with 45%. In the United States Senator's race, the leader is Charles Booker with 60%. Joshua Blanton had 24%. In the Democratic ticket on the county clerk's race, we have Donna Hoskins with a good lead, 69%, to Pam Bailey's 30%. Fifth District Magistrate on the Democratic ticket, we have Travis Hensley in the lead with 86%. George Grant, 13%.
Boy, you do that good.
It's your turn the next time.
You do that good, man.
Well, when I started reading the right numbers, I did.
You don't need me. You did that good. I'll just do commercials. How about that?
We don't have any. The second. Coming back up again, still with 2 of 34 precincts reporting. We'll try this again with the correct numbers. In the United States Senator's race, Rand Paul has a lead with 86% of the vote. That's 629 votes. United States Representative, 5th Congressional District, we have Hal Rogers, the incumbent, with a very good lead of 82%. That's 605 votes. 94th State Representative, we have Jacob Justice with 47 votes. A Harlan County boy, Brandon Edwards, with 141 votes. That is 75% of the vote with 2 precincts reporting. Yeah.
165.
That's right. Did it again. In the PBA office, Felicia Wooten with 62% of the vote. Robert Simpson, 37%. In the county judge executive's race, this is on the Republican side. Dan Mosley, the incumbent, 62%. Mackie Wynn with 30%. In the county clerk's race, we have Ashley Sullivan with 60%. John Clem Jr., 39%. In the sheriff's race on the Republican ticket, Chris Brewer with 57% of the vote. The incumbent Leslie Smith with 42%. In the jailer's race, B.J. Burkhart has a good lead at 68%. His closest challenger, Rick Jones, at 21%. In the coroner's race, in the lead right now is John Derek No with 43%. Jeff Sawyers with 35%. He's close. That's only 2 of 34 precincts reporting. 1st District Magistrate's race right now in the lead. Who do we have in the lead? We've got Sparky Middleton. Closest is Paul Caldwell. And then it appeared to be Reggie Raleigh in the 1st District Constable race. In the lead right now is Tony No with 50% of the vote. 2nd District Magistrate's race, right now we have Bill Moore, the incumbent, with 58%. Michael Napier, 41%. 2nd District Constable's race, Scotty Moore is in the lead with 83%. Gary Plank, 16%. 3rd District Magistrate's race, Paul Browning, the incumbent, with 63%. Tracy Bailey, the challenger, with 36%. 4th District Magistrate's race, the leader right now is the incumbent, Jim Roddy. The closest challenger, Darrell Middleton, 14%. Chris Allen coming up with 10%. 4th District Constable's race, this is the one that's separated by 1 vote. Stephen Ray has 55 votes. Larry Grubbs has 56 votes. 5th District Magistrate's race, the incumbent, James Howard, with 51% of the vote. Jordan Howard, 18%. Dale Long, 14%. Delbert Stevens with 7%. Kenneth Hensley with 6%. And Erica Hall with 1% of the vote. That is only 2 precincts reporting. It may not even be those precincts.
It's absent. That is the absentee and early voting totals, is what that is. That's where the 34 comes from. There are 32 precincts in Harlan County, and the other 2 that we're seeing up there to make the 34 is absentees, which used to be 33. Made it at 33. That's
early voting did not exist.
Right. So that's your 34th.
Yes.
So again, no precincts in particular have been reported as of yet. That is your absentees and your early voting.
The undervote means that some voters, like it showed undervotes in the senator's race, if there's 44 undervotes, that's 44 voters that voted for constable, magistrate, what have you, and they did not vote for that race.
I got you.
They didn't have a candidate they liked, and they just did not vote for that race. That's what the undervotes means.
Where'd you get that at?
I got that from our great leader, Jeff Capps.
Okay, good deal. Oh, folks, no numbers. Numbers have not changed at all. And again, what we have is absentee votes and the early voting that took place at the Harlan Center last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And
did you go in and do the early voting?
No, I did not.
I did, and it was very convenient. We went on Saturday. There wasn't a line. We went in. We showed them our ID. They scanned it. They gave us our ballot. We filled it out, and then took it over and they scanned it. It was very convenient for me. We now have 3 precincts reporting the absentees and the things.
You do one, I do one.
All right, in the United States Senator's race right now with 5 precincts reporting, Rand Paul still has a very good lead. 85% of the vote. His closest follower, it reset on us.
It reset again. And then Hal Rogers also just a huge lead early there with the absentee and early voting. And now we have 3 precincts that have reported for the total of 5, basically. And as Shaun mentioned, Rand Paul well ahead in the early stages here, and Hal Rogers is as well. But the screen has refreshed once again. I haven't noticed if any other precincts have come in yet. There comes another one in. One just made its way in.
I think that might be Everett's area, the Clover Fork area. We've got the screen coming up again. Rand Paul with 926 votes. That's 85%.
Hal Rogers, 81%. No one else above 6% there in the United States Representative in Congress, 5th Congressional District.
In the 94th Representative District, State Representative, we have Brandon Edwards of Harlan County carrying right now with 74% of the vote. Jacob Justice with 25.6% of the vote right now.
PVA's race, Felicia Wooten Tammy with 61.2% of the votes, and Robert D. Simpson with, looks like 38.9 maybe percent.
In the county judge executive's race, Dan Mosley with 63%, Mackie Wynn with 30%, and Darren Pete Farmer with 6%.
In the county clerk's race on the Republican side of the ticket, Ashley Sullivan, 63%, John Clem Jr., 36%.
In the sheriff's race, the challenger, Chris Brewer, is ahead with 60%. Leslie Smitty Smith with 39%.
Jailer's race, the incumbent B.J. Burkhart, 68%. Rick Jones, 21%. John Thomas Dodd was 7%, and nearly 3% for Stretch Creech.
In the coroner's race, John Derrick Noe with 40%. Jeffrey Sawyer's 38%. He's closing the gap. And Josh Shackelford, 16%. Tommy Hall, 4%.
In the 1st District Magistrate's race, Middleton still leads with 39%. Caldwell with 24%. 14% for Tim Howard. That's your top three.
1st District Constable's race. We have Tony Noe, 50% of the vote. Bobby Grubbs with 30%.
In the 2nd District Magistrate's race, Bill Moore with 67%. Michael Napier with 32%.
In the 2nd District Constable's race, Scotty Moore has a good lead with 75%. Gary Plank, 24%.
And in the 3rd District Magistrate's race, Paul Browning, this was only 2 precincts reporting there, 63% to Tracy Bailey's 36%.
4th District Magistrate's race, Jim Roddy, 69%, Darrell Middleton, 14%, Hiram Fields, 8%. Was that Chris Allen also in that one, I believe?
I believe so. In the Constable 4th District right now, pretty close, 40% for Stephen Ray, 39% for Bun Grubbs.
5th District Magistrate's race. This is a James Howard, 51%. Jordan Howard, 18%.
Constable race in the 5th District, leading the way at 54%, is Robert Haywood, followed by Brian Hales, 45%.
United States Senator... this is the Democratic ticket. Charles Booker is in the lead with 55%. Joshua Blanton, 28%.
And county clerk on the Democratic side of the ticket, Donna G. Hoskins with 62%, 37% for Pam Bailey.
5th District Magistrate on the Democrat ticket, we've got Travis Hensley with 86%, George Grant, 13%.
Now, that's with 5 precincts out of 34 to be reported that we have at this time. That's 3 precincts and the absentee and early voting, so you'll know where we're at, 32 precincts in Harlan County, and they'll add the other 2 to make it 34. Still, the same numbers we just gave you. 5 out of 34 precincts reporting. That's just about 15% of all the precincts in Harlan County.
This has given us a lot of information we didn't have last year. It's 14.7% has been reported so far, and total votes cast right now are 1,516. Now we have 7 of 34, so that is 5 precincts reporting absentee and early voting. As the screen is refreshing here in the United States Senator's race, as the screen's coming up, Rand Paul with 85%. In the United States Representative for 5th Congressional District, Hal Rogers with a good lead at 80%. His closest follower is Gerardo Serrano with 6%. 94th Representative District, State Representative Brandon Edwards with 77%. Jacob Justice with 22%. In the Property Valuation Administration race, we have Felicia Wooten Tammy with 59%, Robert Simpson with 40%, County Judge Executives race. Dan Mosley still 62%. Mackey Wynn 30. Darren Farmer with 6. And the county clerk on the Republican ticket, Ashley Sullivan with 66%. John Clem Jr. 33%. In the sheriff's race on the Republican ticket, Chris Brewer with 60%. Smitty has 39%. In the jailer's race, the incumbent B.J. Burkhart 66%. Rick Jones follows with 24%. Tater Dodd 6%. And Stretch Creech 2%. In the coroner's race, we have John Derek No, 43%, followed by Jeff Sawyers, 37%. First District Magistrate's race. The leader right now is Sparky Middleton, followed by Paul Caldwell, and then Reggie Raleigh. In the First District Constable's race, the leader right now is Tony No, followed by Bobby Grubbs with 30%. Second District Magistrate, Bill Moore in the lead with 67% over Michael Napier's 32%. Second District Constable race, Scotty Moore in the lead, 75%. Gary Plank with 24%. In the Third District Magistrate's race, we have Paul Browning, 63%. Tracy Bailey with 36%.
In the 4th District Magistrate's race, 70% for Jim Roddy, closest competitor at 12%. That's Darrell Middleton. Constable in the 4th District, that's being led by Stephen Ray with 42%, Larry Bunn Grubbs with 38%. Magistrate 5th District, that is being led by the incumbent James Howard with 59%, 18%, and I missed the name there, 5th Magistrate Constable Haywood.
No, Brian Hale pulled ahead, 62%
to 37%. And
in the county clerk on the Democratic ticket, Donna Hoskins, the incumbent, 61%. Pam Bailey with 38%. 5th District Magistrate on the Democratic ticket, Travis Hensley with 63%. And George Grant with 36%. That is with 5 precincts reporting, early voters, and absentee for a total of 7 of 34 precincts.
I've got another candidate on the Democratic side of the ticket who will be running for coroner, and I understand this is Emmanuel Mason Jr. Someone just sent me a notification. We missed that name, of course, not vying for the seat here in the primary.
In the United States Senator's race, still with 7 of 34, Rand Paul again with 85% of the vote. In the 5th Congressional District State Representative, we have Hal Rogers, the incumbent, with 80% of the vote. In the 94th Representative District, we have Brandon Edwards ahead with 77%, Jacob Justice with 22%. Now, it does need to be noted, if he wins Harlan, he's not got it. He's still got Perry County and Leslie County, which we don't have those results to go along with it. We have another precinct coming in right now.
7 of 34 reporting so far. That's just about, well, it's 20.5% of the precincts in Harlan County. And people are, I want to give you a little heads up. I've got some people that are sending me some messages and supposed numbers from other precincts. I want to let you know right now, we will not report that.
No.
We will not report that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying that you're sending us wrong numbers, but it's just not the way that we do the election. It has to come on the screen through the clerk's office.
While we've got a lull here, we'll explain that. There's a lot of times, Jackie and I, with it, that we'll get people will call and say, hey, this is going on, and give us news tips, or call and say, hey, that's not what happened. We only report from official sources, what the state police, sheriff's office, city police release. And in this case, the only thing we will report is what is on this official screen in front of us.
Yeah, and that comes directly from your county clerk's office. And, again, the key word there is official. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate people trying to help and giving us information, but just understand that we have certain guidelines we absolutely have to and will abide by.
We will take that information and then verify.
We'll take it, yeah.
But until it comes from the state police or the official source, it's not news as far as we're concerned.
Right. We have 5 voting precincts that have reported, along with the absentees and the early voting. Takes us to that total of 7. We will be reporting on 34 precincts, and I haven't looked around as of yet.
It's filling up. The courthouse is filling up.
Yeah, we got some people floating in, and this is it's a small crowd right now compared to what we will see in just a little bit.
But is this not beautiful? The last 2 or 3 years, 2 years ago, I was sitting over in the radio station by myself doing these.
I've done that.
Because we couldn't. So this is a good thing that we're able to do this now. It's we're getting normal.
9 precincts now reporting in United States Senators race. Rand Paul well ahead, 86%. Nearest competitor about 3%, and the screen went blank again. But we have 9 out of 34 precincts reporting, edging close to a third of the way there.
Well, it's about a quarter. It's 26.47.
Yep.
We've got that beautiful number up there now. That's 2,514 ballots cast counted so far.
And again, here it comes. Rand Paul, 86%, and it's went blank again.
And
we may be getting another report.
In the 94th representative with Brandon Edwards and Jacob Justice, that includes Harlan, Letcher, and Pike counties. That's more information from our leader, Jeff Capps.
And, that ended up being chopped up years ago.
Yes.
It ended up being chopped up years ago. And it was one of those instances, and a lot of times I see it with sports, is people in charge just look at a map and say, okay, this area,
Yes.
that area, this area, that area, but they don't take into account the mountainous region of eastern Kentucky. And it makes a big difference, big difference. Again, Rand Paul well ahead. Now the United States Representative in Congress, 5th Congressional District, Hal Rogers, well ahead, 81% of the vote. Closest is Serrano with about 6.5%.
In the 94th state representative, we have Brandon Edwards, 77%, Jacob Justice, 22%. In the PVA office, Felicia Wooten, 61%, Robert Simpson, 38%. County Judge Executive's race, Dan Mosley was 61%, Mackie Wynn, 31%, Darren Farmer, 6%.
County Clerk John Clem Jr. has fallen behind Ashley Sullivan. Sullivan has 64% to 35% for John Clem Jr. In the sheriff's race, Chris Brewer, 62% to Leslie Smitty Smith's 37%. In the jailer's race, 65% for the incumbent B.J. Burkhart. Rick Jones, a near 25%, running second there. Coroner, it's John Derrick Noe with 41%, followed in second by Sawyers with 36%. Magistrate, go ahead.
The 1st District Magistrate's race, Sparky Middleton, 38%, Paul Caldwell, 21%. 1st District Constable, Tony Noe with 53%, Bobby Grubbs, 29%, Kevin Davis, 17%. 2nd District Magistrate's race, Bill Moore, the incumbent, with 69%, Michael Napier with 30%. 2nd District Constable's race, Scotty Moore has a good lead at 75%, Gary Plank, 24%. 3rd District Magistrate, Paul Browning, the incumbent, 63%, Tracy Bailey, 36%. 4th District Magistrate, we have Jim Roddy with 70%, Darrell Middleton, 12%, Chris Allen, 8%, and Hiram Fields with 9%. 4th District Constable's race, we have Stephen Ray, 42%, Larry Grubbs, 38%, and Chris Hickey with 18%. 5th District Magistrate, James Howard with 59%, Jordan Howard, 18%, Dale Long, and then Delbert Stevens, Kenneth Hensley, and Erica Hall with 1%. 5th District Constable's race, Brian Hill with a good lead, 62% to Robert Haywood's 37%. In the United States Senator's race,
this is the Democratic side of the ticket.
Charles Booker, 55%. In the County Clerk on the Democratic ticket, Donna Hoskins, 62%, Pam Bailey, 37%. 5th District Magistrate, Travis Hensley, 63%, and George Grant, 36%.
That is 9 precincts out of 34 reporting. And take you a big, deep breath there, my brother. It's like calling play-by-play in a ball game, isn't it?
But I know this. I don't know the ball game.
Yeah, I'm glad you do, because this baby's moving quick for this old fella. Again, 9 precincts reporting. That's 7 voting precincts with the absentees and the early voting that took place last week at the Harlan Center. 26.4% of the votes of the precincts so far have been counted. That's 2,514 votes counted.
State representative has a local guy, Brandon Edwards, with 77%, Jacob Justice, 22%.
And then in the PVA, Felicia Wooten, Tammy, 61% to 38% to Robert Simpson. County Judge Executive, Dan Mosley, 61%, 31% for Mackie Wynn, and 6% for Farmer. County Clerk's race, John Clem Jr., 35%, but Ashley Sullivan leads with 64%. Sheriff's race, Chris Brewer, 62%, Leslie Smitty Smith with 37%. The Jailer's race, B.J. Burkhart leads at 65%, Rick Jones second with 24%, 6% for Dodd, and Creech with almost 3%. The Coroner's race, Noel with 41%, 21%, 18% for Shackelford, 36% for Sawyers. He's in second place there. And now the Magistrates, 1st District, Middleton still leading to Caldwell, 38% to 21%.
But Tim Howard was coming up with 20%. He's closing the gap. In the 2nd District Magistrates race, we got Bill Moore with 69%, Michael Napier with 30%. 2nd District Constables race, Scotty Moore, 75%, Gary Plank, 24%. 3rd District Magistrate, Paul Browning, the incumbent, holding a good lead at 63%. Tracy Bailey with 29%. None of those actual votes have come in. That's early and absentee in that district only. 4th District Constables race. Stephen Ray, 42%. Larry Grubbs, 38%. Chris Hickey with 19%. 5th District Magistrate, James Howard has a good lead as the incumbent, 59%. Jordan Howard with 18%. Dale Long, 8%. Delbert Stevens and Kenneth Hensley both with 5%, and Erica Hall with 1%. 5th District Constable, Brian Hale, the challenger, with 62%. Robert Haywood, 37%. On the Democratic ticket, in the county clerk's race, we have Donna Hoskins with 62%, Pam Bailey with 37%. 5th District Magistrate, it's Travis Hensley, 63%, and
once again, 9 out of 34 precincts reporting 26.4% of the precincts in Harlan County, sitting at 2,514 votes cast or counted so far, and had a little bit of a technical difficulty there, but Shaun took care of that in a hurry.
yeah, we're all right. I'll be right back.
All right, folks. The numbers are staying staying the same. Again, 9 precincts out of 34, 26.4% of precincts reported so far. We saw a couple other precincts come walking in just a few moments ago, so we'll have some more in just a little bit. And as I mentioned, Shaun and I were talking about it as the broadcast began. Things will be slow for the first, 20, 30 minutes, and then we'll get a lot of precincts in. Like right now, we're approaching 30% of the precincts that have been brought in. And then you'll find another little lull, and then we will go again, and it'll be just rapid fire. And you mentioned this a little while ago, talking about only 2 precincts in some places have reported, maybe 3, and that being the absentees and the early voting. That's because that is the far reaches of Harlan County. Those precincts will be the last to get here. We talked about up in the Tri-City area, across the mountain over in the Bledsoe area, down toward Bell County, and so on. So those will come in later, and what will happen, it's really interesting the way this always works. You've seen it 100 times. The way it will work is everything will be sitting there. We'll be watching these numbers. They will be set at a certain number for a few minutes, and then all of a sudden it can all change like that when those last precincts come reporting in. 9 out of 34.
We apologize for those technical difficulties. We had a wire pulled loose on us.
and we're going to have people everywhere. That's for sure. That's for sure. But anyway, we're waiting on more precincts, and if it stays at 9, we'll go over these again for you. Boy, you're old hat at this, man. You rip those off good. I'm going to have to get me a pair of glasses.
Yeah. We've still just got 9 of 34, which is actually only 7 precincts reporting. We have early voting.
Right.
We have absentee voting. We should have several more drop in here very shortly. Still 9 of 34 reporting.
And I think we're getting the screen refreshed.
Yeah, it's stalled out there. Well, it refreshed, but we still have 9 of 34.
Still the same deal. Once again, I want to remind everybody, we will be live on the air again tomorrow evening for the 52nd District High School Baseball Tournament from Harlan High School. It'll be the number 1 seed, the Middlesboro Yellow Jackets, and the number 2 seed, the Harlan County Black Bears, going at it at 6 o'clock for the district championship. And, again, both those teams will advance on into the regional tournament. I understand that's being held in Corbin, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Still with 9 of 34 precincts reporting. We'll take a moment here to go over our sponsors that have made it possible for us here. I have to actually pull that list up. we still have 9 of 34 in no particular order. Tonight's broadcast is being brought to you by J&J Fencing and Pools, Vertiquick Stop and Grill, Fred Owens Jr., Attorney at Law, Cardinal Financial Services, Harlan Carpet Mart, Harlan Vapors, Monticello Bank, Harlan Dental Clinic, and Jared Nunley, Realtor for Century 21. Without those people, we would not be able to be here right now, so go visit them, see what they have to offer. You will not be disappointed, and be sure to tell them you heard about them on WTUK and WHLN Eastern Broadcasting.
Yeah, always thankful to our sponsors, absolutely. They put us on the air and put the paydays in the box, I'm telling you. All right, folks, again, awaiting, and again, there's some other names that we heard about that are not on the list that we have because they are unopposed here in this primary election. And on the Democratic side, it is the 3rd District Magistrate that we know of, the 4th District Magistrate, as well as the Sheriff's race and Circuit Judge race is coming up. That's nonpartisan. And then I learned just a little while ago that Emmanuel Mason Jr., a Democrat, will be running for coroner.
Also, Lonnie Adkins, Democratic candidate, 4th District Magistrate.
Okay, so we got the 4th District. We got some people there that again, they're unopposed. Excuse me. So it doesn't show on our, I guess you could call it a follow sheet that we're trying to go by here. We're stuck at 9 precincts out of 34. 9 out of 34 reporting.
No, we're not. We're 14 out of 34.
Oh, we jumped. Here comes new numbers, folks.
12 of 32. So that's about half. Well, actually, it's 41% in the United States Senator's race. As it's scrolling up, we got to wait till it gets there, and then when it gets there, it's gone. Yeah. We have Rand Paul with 86% of the vote. The others are 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2. And United States 5th Congressional District, United States Representative Hal Rogers, the incumbent, 82%. 94th State Representative, Brandon Edwards, 73. He's given up a little bit, though, to Jacob Justice, 26. In the PVA office, we have Felicia Wooten Tammy, 61%. Robert Simpson, 38. County Judge Executives race, Dan Mosley, 61%. Mackie Wynn, 31. And Darren Farmer with 7. In the county clerk on the Republican ticket, we have Ashley Sullivan, 63%. John Clem Jr. with 37%. In the sheriff's race on the Republican ticket, Chris Brewer, 60%. Leslie Smitty Smith, 39%. In the jailer's race, we have B.J. Burkhart with 65%, Rick Jones 24%, Tater Dodd 6%, and Stretch Creech with 3%. In the coroner's race, we have John Derek No, 41%, followed by Jeffrey Sawyers, 36%, Josh Shackelford 17%, Tommy Hall 4%. First District Magistrate's race, we have the incumbent, Clark Sparky Middleton in the lead, 40%, followed by Paul Caldwell with 20%. And then we have Reggie Raleigh and Tim Howard both with 16%, Jason Coldinger 4%. First District Constable's race, we have Tony No with 49%, Hot Rod Grubbs 33%. Second District Magistrate, Bill Moore the incumbent, 65%, Michael Napier 34%. Second District Constable, Scotty Moore 75%, Gary Plank 25%. Magistrate, 3rd District, Paul Browning, 72%. Tracy Bailey's lost a little bit at 27%. 4th District Magistrate, we have Jim Roddy, 68%. Darrell Middleton with 12%. Hiram Fields, 11%. Chris Allen with 8%. In 4th District Constable's race, we have Stephen Ray with 43%, followed by Bun Grubbs, 36%. Chris Hickey with, I think it was 14%. 5th District Magistrate, James Howard with 47% of the vote. Jordan Howard 20, Dale Long 16, and then we have 7, 6, and 1% following. 5th District Constable, Brian Hale, he still has a lead, but it's 54% to Haywood's 45%. In the United States Senator on Democratic ticket, Charles Booker has the lead with 55%. In the county clerk's race on Democratic ticket, it's Donna Hoskins, 60%, Pam Bailey with 40%. 5th District Magistrate, Travis Hensley, 72%, George Grant, 27%.
And that is with 14 out of 34 precincts reporting, 41, just a little over 41% of the precincts in Harlan County. 3,592 votes counted thus far. And got some moving going on. Got a little bit of moving going on as far as some of the races there. And again, they're still showing the same screen there. Of course, Rand Paul, he is way ahead, 85 or 86% of the vote. Hal Rogers is leading there with 82% of the vote. State Representative 94th Representative District. Brandon Edwards here in Harlan County leading 73% to 26%. PVA, Felicia Wooten Tammy, 61%. Robert Simpson, 38%. County Judge Executive Dan Mosley with 61%. 31% for Wynn and Farmer with 7%. County Clerk John Clem Jr. with 37%. Ashley Sullivan with 63%. And the Sheriff's race, Chris Brewer, 60% of the vote. Leslie Smitty Smith with 39%. Jeller B.J. Burkhart leads with 65%. Rick Jones at second with 24%. 6% for Dodd and Creech with 3.6%. Coroner John Derek Noel with 41%, 36% for Salyers, Shackelford with 17%, 4% for Hall, and then Magistrate in the 1st District, Sparky Middleton leading there with 40%, over 20%. Second is Paul Caldwell.
In the 2nd District Magistrate race, we got Bill Moore in the lead, 65%, Michael Napier, 34%. 2nd District Constable's race, Scotty Moore, 75%, Gary Plank, 24%. 3rd District Magistrate, Paul Browning with 72%, Tracy Bailey with 27%. 4th District Magistrate, we have Jim Roddy, 68%, followed by Darrell Middleton, 12, Hiram Fields, 11, and Chris Allen with 8. 4th District Constable's race, Stephen Ray has the lead with 43%, Larry Bunn Grubbs, 36%, Chris Hickey with 19%. 5th District Magistrate, James Howard with 47% of the vote, Jordan Howard, 20%, Dale Long, 16%, Delbert Stevens, 7%, Kenneth Hensley, 6%, and Erica Hall, 1%. 5th District Constable, Brian Hale still in the lead, 54%, Robert Haywoods, 45%.
Democratic side of the ticket, United States Senator, 53% for Booker, Blanton Sr. with 26% in second. County Clerk's race, Donna G. Hoskins with 60%, 39% for Pam Bailey, and Magistrate 5th District on the Democratic side, 72% for Travis Hensley and 27% for Grant.
They're coming in quick now.
Yeah, they are. George Grant. Okay, I'm going to make sure I said that right. 14 out of 34 precincts, and we've seen a couple other precincts walk in behind us here. So, what?
Got a lot of people that are watching us here on the stream and things.
Get to watch me chew on my glasses that I don't wear.
We still have 14 of 34 precincts reporting. In the 94th state representative, we have Brandon Edwards, 73%, Jacob Justice with 26%. In the PVA office, we have Felicia Wooten Tammy, 61%, Robert Simpson, 38%. County Judge Executive, we have Dan Mosley with 61%, Mackie Wynn, 31%, Darren Farmer, 7%. County Clerk's office on the Republican ticket, Ashley Sullivan, 63%, John Clem Jr. with 37%. In the Sheriff's race on the Republican ticket, Chris Brewer's got a pretty good lead at 60%, followed by Smitty at 39%. In the Jailer's race, B.J. Burkhart, 65%, Rick Jones, 24%, Tater Dodd, 6%, Stretch Creech with 3%. In the Coroner's race, John Derek Noe with 41%, followed by Jeff Sawyers, 36%, Josh Shackelford, 17%, and Tommy Hall with 4%. 1st District Magistrate's race, Sparky Middleton in the lead with 40%, followed by Paul Caldwell at 20%, Reggie Raleigh and Tim Howard both with 16%, and Jason Kohlinger with 4%.
Constable, Grubbs trailing no 49% to, I missed it there just a second ago. 2nd District Magistrate, Bill Moore leading 65% to 34% for Napier. Constable in the 2nd District, Scotty Moore 75%, Plank with 24%. Magistrate 3rd District, Browning 72%, Bailey 27%. Magistrate 4th District, Roddy 68%, and then 12, 11, and 8% following that. 4th District Constable, it looks like Stephen Ray leads 43% to Grubbs 36%. 5th District Magistrate, Howard with 47%, 20%. In second place is Jordan Howard. And Constable in the 5th District, Brian Hale 54% to Haywood's 45%. And then Democratic side on the Senator's race, looks like, I let that one slide by us, but on the County Clerk's race, Hoskins with 60%, 39% for Bailey. Magistrate in the 5th District, it's going to be Hensley with 72% and Grant with 27%. And again, that's with 14 precincts, but we've just got it updated, and there are now 17 precincts of 34 reporting. We are halfway home. 4,189 votes counted thus far. Again, in the United States Senator's race, Rand Paul big there, 85%. No one else above 5%. And now we're going to have another refresh, it looks like. The screen has went blank again. So maybe we'll be refreshing that. But 34 precincts is what we will be reporting tonight. That's 32 precincts plus absentees and early voting. Right now, we're halfway there. United States Representative in Congress, 5th Congressional District, Hal Rogers, 82%. No one else above 6% in that race. State Representative, 94th Representative District, 74% for Edwards. Justice with 25%. PVA, Wooten Tammy with 60%, 39% for Simpson. County Judge Executive, Mosley with 59%, 32% for Wynn. Farmer with 7.8%. County Clerk, John Clem Jr. and Ashley Sullivan. Sullivan leads that 62% to 37%. In the sheriff's race, Chris Brewer, 61% to 38% for Leslie Smith. In the jailer's race, 65% B.J. Burkhart, followed by Rick Jones with 23%, 7% for Dodd, and Creech with 3.5%. Corners, go ahead.
In the corners race, we have John Derek Noe, 40%, Jeff Sawyers, 36%, Josh Shackelford, 18%, and Tommy Hall with 4%. First District Magistrate, we have Sparky Middleton, 40%, Paul Caldwell, 20%, Reggie Riley and Tim Howard both at 16%, and Jason Kohlinger with 4%. First District Constables race, we have Tony Noe, 49%, Hot Rod Grubbs, 33%, Kevin Davis, 16%. Second District Magistrate, Bill Moore, 64%, Michael Napier, 35%. Second District Constable, Scotty Moore in the lead at 75% to Gary Planks, 24%. Third District Magistrate, the incumbent Paul Caldwell with 72%, Tracy Bailey with 27%. Fourth District Magistrate, Jim Roddy, 63%, Darrell Middleton, 15%, Hiram Fields, 12%, and Chris Allen with 8%. Fourth District Constables race, Stephen Ray with 50%, Chris Hickey 17%, and Bun Grubbs in second with 33%. Fifth District Magistrates race, we have James Howard 49%, Mountain Santa with 19%, Dale Long 15%, Delbert Stevens, Kenneth Hensley with 6%, and Erica Hall with 1%. Fifth District Constable, Brian Hale in the lead, 53% to Robert Haywood's 46%. In the United States Senator's race on the Democratic ticket, Charles Booker with 55%, Josh Blanton 28%. In the County Clerk's race on the Democratic ticket, we have Donna Hoskins with 67%, Pam Bailey 32%. In the 5th District Magistrates race, Travis Hensley with 80%, and George Grant with 19%.
That's with half the precincts reporting, 17 out of 34. And one of the interesting things that I noticed there, Shaun, is I was looking at the 3rd District race, and we've already received precinct votes from the 3rd District race, and usually they come in a little bit later, but we've already received those from up in the Tri-City area. I don't know if we've received all of them as of yet, but we've received some of those so far. 17 out of 34 precincts reporting, and so far 4,189 ballots cast and counted here at the clerk's office at the Harlan County Courthouse.
While we're still at this, we haven't got any updates. We'll go over the sponsors again that made it possible for us to be here. We've got Sailor's Auto Sales, Harlan Tent, J&J Fencing and Pools, Verta Quick Stop, Fred Owens Jr., Attorney at Law, Cardinal Financial Services, Harlan Carpet Mart, Harlan Vapors, Monticello Bank, Harlan Dental Clinic, and Jared Nunley, Realtor for Century 21.
Appreciate those folks, absolutely. Well, you can tell I'm listening. My voice is going. 2 ball games last night, and then this tonight. I'm glad you got this
tomorrow, and you've got a morning show.
Yeah, so. I'm glad you got this, man.
Well, I got to go.
We're at halftime right now. We're at halftime. 17 out of 34 precincts again reporting so far, and
courthouse is filling up.
Yep, it is.
It's getting smaller and smaller.
And you know, there's a lot of media in here, but let's see, who was the first media in here?
Oh, I believe the same ones I think are the best.
I believe it was us. Oh, goodness. Still waiting on some more precincts to report. We have got most of the precincts from the surrounding area here around the city of Harlan, and now some of the outlying precincts will start coming in. Again, as we mentioned earlier, we get to this point a lot of times as we cover the elections here in Harlan County. You'll have a lot of precincts, and then we'll get to a little lull, and things will kind of stay where they are for a while, and then more precincts will pop in, and the numbers will really really start mounting up in a hurry. It's funny because, you're in this certain mode all the way through this thing, and then when you hit down to like the last 5 precincts, it's like sudden death overtime, boom, and it's done.
Oh, yeah.
17 out of 34, 4,189 ballots cast. That is 15 precincts, and the absentee votes and the early voting. Of course, we do have outlying areas, again, down around the Bell County line, over in the Bledsoe area. And then I mentioned the Tri-Cities up around Benham and Lynch, Cumberland, Benham and Lynch, and then the Black Mountain area up in there. So those will come in a little bit later. I'm still looking to see if any more precincts have walked in, and I don't see any as of right now. You're listening to primary election coverage 2022 through the Eastern Broadcasting Radio Network. Of course, we're on the radio, we're on the internet, we're on local television. As Shaun said, we're worldwide, and still waiting for more numbers.
We've got 50% reporting right now. That is 4,189. They said voter turnout was low, but we've done elections where that's the total vote.
We're on pace. I think the last election coverage that we did, and I believe that involved a presidential race, if I'm not mistaken. But the last coverage that we did, if I'm not mistaken, there was around 7,400 or 7,500 voters. Votes cast. So with half of the precincts reporting, we're at 4,189. It may not have been as light. Yeah, it may not have been as light.
So we've still got 17 of 34. No changes in anything really. Courthouse is filling up. We've got a TV station.
It's kind of like the calm before the storm right now.
Yes. And the weird thing, it gets, like you said, the storm, it's packed, it's elbow to elbow, and then within a couple of minutes, it's crickets. Everybody's gone. You're looking around trying to find somebody to help you pack this equipment up, and they're all gone.
I don't know how many times I've seen that happen, sit here and do all this stuff, and everybody's all gathered around, and you'll hear cheers and shouts when people may win here, win there, win this, whatever. You'll hear cheers and shouts and everything, and do a couple interviews, talk to some people and everything, and then unplug, turn it off, unplug, and get ready to pack up and turn around and look. And not a soul.
Yeah. You don't know who was behind you screaming in your ear.
Yeah, not a soul. Not a soul. 17 out of 34 precincts reporting so far here in Harlan County. And again, that's 4,189 votes have been tallied so far. We said at 50% of the precincts here in Harlan County. And I'm thinking we're going to see some changes here pretty soon. I see a bunch of precincts standing in the clerk's office, a bunch of precincts in that clerk's office. So we may get a few more numbers here as
you got a lot of numbers here.
24 out of 34 precincts. That's over 70%.
But that's only 800 votes more.
It is. That's true. Small precincts. That's interesting.
So in the United States Senator's race now with 24 of 34 precincts reporting, Rand Paul still 86% of the vote with 3,136 votes. In the 5th Congressional District, United States Representative in Congress, it is Hal Rogers, 82% with 3,061 votes. 94th Representative District, State Representative Brandon Edwards, 72%. Jacob Justice, 27%.
Property Valuation Administrator Felicia Wooten Tammy with 61%, 38% for Robert D. Simpson. County Judge Executive.
And the County Judge Executive's race. Dan Mosley with 60%, Mackie Wynn 31%, Pete Farmer with 8%. County Clerk's race, Ashley Sullivan 62%, John Clem 37%. In the Sheriff's race on Republican ticket, Chris Brewer, he's going down a little bit with 58%. Leslie Smitty Smith with 41%. In the Jailer's race, B.J. Burkhart 65%, Rick Jones 21%, and Tater Dodd 9%. In the Coroner's race, Derek Noe with 40%, Jeff Sawyers 35%, Josh Shackelford 18%. First District Magistrate's race, Sparky Middleton, he's got a little bigger, 41%, Paul Caldwell 20%, Tim Howard has dropped a point to 15%, and Jason Kohlinger has gained to 5%. First District Constable, we have Hot Rod Grubbs with 34%. Second District Magistrate, Bill Moore's in the lead with 62%. Second District Constable's race, it's Scotty Moore in the lead, 74%. Gary Plank, 25%. Third District Magistrate, Paul Browning with 65%. Tracy Bailey with 34%.
That's kind of tightened up a little bit. Magistrate in the 4th District, 64% for Roddy, 15 and 11% the closest followers there. 4th District Constable, 49% for Stephen Ray. Larry Bunn Grubbs in second with 33%. Magistrate, 5th District, James Howard with 49%, followed by 19% from Mountain Santa, and Dale Long with 16%. 5th District Constable, looks like 51% for Hale, and Haywood at 48%. That is tightened up. And then on the Democratic side of the ticket, county clerk's race, Donna G. Hoskins with 60%, 39% for Pam Bailey. Magistrate, 5th District, Democratic side of the ticket, it looks like 68% for Travis Hensley, and George Grant with 31%. That is with 24 out of 34 precincts reporting.
And, you know, the winner of that 94th representatives race with Brandon Edwards and Jacob Justice, the winner of that one will face Angie Hatton from Whitesburg in November.
Still 24 out of 34 precincts. That's 70.59% of the polling places reported with 5,047 votes. You know, that was interesting. We were set at 17. We got 7 more precincts reported, but only, what was it, about 700 some more votes.
It wasn't what I was expecting for that many precincts. But we do know some of those precincts were up in the Cumberland area.
Yeah.
Because we did see some of those races changing.
Right. So, folks, we're heading down the stretch. We only have 10 precincts remaining, and you know the thing about it is you're not going to see. You know, we're at 24 precincts. You're not going to see 25, 26, 27. Yeah. You're going to get like 5, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 at a whack. So. So we will be keeping our eyes on this. We appreciate all the people listening and following us on Facebook.
While we're waiting on an update, we will run through a sponsor list one more time. In no particular order, it's Jared Nunley, Realtor of Century 21, Sailor's Auto Sales, and Harlan Tent, Harlan Family Dentistry, Matt Nunez. Harlan Dental Clinic. I said the wrong name.
You did.
That's Harlan Dental Clinic.
That's all right. I know Matt. He won't hit you hard.
He's a big old boy.
Yeah.
Monticello Bank, Harlan Vapors, Harlan Carpet Mart, Cardinal Financial Services, Fred Owens Jr., attorney at law, Verta Quick Stop and Grill, and J&J Fencing and Pools. Without those people, we wouldn't be here.
No.
They would have to be.
We'd be here, but you wouldn't be listening to us.
Oh, yeah, I'd be here.
You like it, don't you?
I do. I love it. It's my favorite day of the year.
Yeah, you love it. You love it. Oh, goodness. Talking about, and we got a little bit of a lull here, so we'll take a second, but talking about all of the advertisement and the commercials that we've been running on the Crow in the Morning Show, as well as all day on Eastern Broadcasting. It's going to be really interesting for me to sit down tomorrow and not hear all of the commercials. It's going to be strange.
You're just going to have to talk a lot more to make up for it.
I don't know. I'm kind of shy. I don't know if I'll be able to talk again tomorrow. I tell you, it's working on me. It is. It's working on me.
We still have 24 of 34 precincts reporting. That is actually 22 precincts. We have 28 of 34 now. That's 82% of the vote. 5,637 votes. See, we got
getting close.
4 precincts, and we got 600 votes. Last time we got 14 precincts, we got 700 votes. In the United States Senator's race, Rand Paul is in the lead still with 86% of the vote. In the 5th Congressional District, United States Representative in Congress, Hal Rogers with 82% of the vote. In the 94th Representative District, State Representative on the Republican ticket, Harlan County boy Brandon Edwards with 72%, Jacob Justice with 27%. In the PVA office, Felicia Wooten with 59%, Robert Simpson with 40%. In the county judge executive's race on the Republican ticket, Dan Mosley, the incumbent, with 60% of the vote, Mackie Wynn with 31%. In the county clerk's race, Ashley Sullivan is in the lead with 62%, John Clem Jr. 37%. In the sheriff's race on the Republican ticket, Chris Brewer with 57%. Leslie Smitty Smith, the incumbent, is trailing at 42%. In the jailers race, B.J. Burkhart has 65% of the vote, Rick Jones 21%, Tater Dodd 9%, and Stretch Creech with 3%. In the coroner's race, we have John Noe 41%, Jeff Sawyers with 34%, Josh Shackelford 18%, and Tommy Hall with 5%. First District Magistrates race, the incumbent Sparky Middleton 41%, Paul Caldwell with 20%, Reggie with 16%, Tim Howard 15%, and Jason Kohlinger 5%. First District Constable Bobby Hot Rod Grubbs in the lead at 34%. Second District Magistrate Bill Moore in the lead, 62%. Michael Napier, 37%. Second District Constable's race, it's Scotty Moore with 74%. Gary Plank, 25%. Third District Magistrate's race, it's Paul Browning, 60%. Tracy Bailey with 39%.
All right, I want to correct you on one. I apologize for doing this. Hot Rod Grubbs with 36%, but Tony Wayne Noe has 47%. He is leading in that constable race in the first district. And again, folks, these numbers go through so quick. I still don't know how Shaun gets these out as quick as he does.
Well, I obviously get them out wrong. So
well, just that one. I just happened to notice that. But we have, 28 out of 34
now.
precincts. We only have 6 precincts remaining.
They are probably the very far-reaching precincts.
Yep, it will be the outlying areas. I'm looking to see if I can see anybody in the clerk's office, and I don't see anybody in there right now waiting to be counted. But 28 out of 34 precincts, 82.35% of precincts reporting 5,637 ballots cast. And I think we're going to have a refresh. No, it just started all over again.
We've been going about an hour and a half now, and we're getting close.
It's close. This is usually between 7:38. If nothing happens, things really wind down. We've had, of course, we're saying 28 precincts. That's 26 precincts. So you got to realize that's 26 polling places in Harlan County that have already been counted. Yep. So we're down the stretch for sure. We
were real lucky this election too to be able to have all 26 of those open. Last time we couldn't. It was I think here at the courthouse. That's it.
Yeah. And it wasn't just elections; it was a little bit of everything. And unfortunately, we're seeing the numbers of COVID start to rise a little bit again. Nothing drastic, but we are seeing them rise just a little bit. There were 25 cases reported in Harlan County over the last week, with 3 deaths confirmed because of COVID-19 as well. So that was. That's kind of disturbing. I don't like to see those numbers go back up. I like normal, whatever normal is to me. I like normal.
I don't know that you've ever seen normal.
Yeah, it's normal. It's normal with me on the riverbank at the house.
That's right. We got 28 of 34 precincts reporting. There's no change at this point in the numbers that we have been reporting.
We received the first numbers at about, 22 after, yes. Something like that. So it's been about an hour since the first report that we received from a precinct. We had some absentees in the early voting.
And so far, just looking, and the results are not official until they're confirmed tomorrow, and we still have several precincts to go.
Yeah.
But it looks like, for the most part, most of the incumbents were safe. I know Brian Hale is ahead right now, and Chris Brewer is ahead right now.
Yeah, that's.
But for the most part, they're pretty. They've been pretty safe.
Been a little bit of movement in the last, 10, 12 precincts that we've reported to, but not that much movement. Not that much movement.
Yeah, we've still got 6 precincts to go. Everything could change.
If you just joined us, 28 out of 34 precincts, and again, I will explain to you that there are only 32 precincts in Harlan County. The extra 2 that we are mentioning is for absentee votes and the early voting that took place in Harlan County last week. So 28 out of 34 precincts have reported 82.35% of the precincts, with 5,637 votes cast and counted. And still waiting for more numbers to come in. United States Senator Rand Paul, no trouble. He's winning big there, 86% in Harlan County. Hal Rogers, no trouble at all, 82, almost 83% in Harlan County. State Representative Brandon Edwards with 72% to 27% to Jacob Justice. PVA, Felicia Wooten Tammy with 59%, 40% for Robert D. Simpson. For the County Judge Executive, Dan Mosley, 60%, 31% for Mackie Wynn, 8% for Darren Pete Farmer. County Clerk's Office, Ashley Sullivan, 62%, 37% for John Clem Jr. Sheriff's race, Chris Brewer leads that at 57.7% to 42.24% for Leslie Smitty Smith. Jailer's race, the incumbent B.J. Burkhart with 65% to Rick Jones, 21%, 9% for Dodd, and Creech with 3.5%. Coroner's race, looks like John Derrick No, 41%, 34% for Salyers.
There's 32.
And now we're up to 32 precincts.
We're close. That's 94% of the votes.
New numbers coming at you, folks. 32 out of 34 precincts reporting.
In the United States Senator's race, we've got Rand Paul with 86% of the vote. The other people running is 2%, 3%, 2%, 2%, 2%. In the 5th Congressional United States Representative in Congress, same situation. Hal Rogers with 82% of the vote. In the State Representative, 94th Representative District, it's Brandon Edwards with 71%, Jacob Justice with 28%. In the PVA office, Felicia Wooten Tammy with 60% of the vote, Robert Simpson with 39%. In the County Judge Executive's race, it's Dan Mosley with 61%, Mackie Wynn 30%, and Darren Farmer with 8%. In the County Clerk's race, Ashley Sullivan has the lead at 62%, John Clem Jr. with 37%. In the Sheriff's race, Chris Brewer with 57%, Leslie Smitty Smith with 42%. In the Jailer's race, it is B.J. Burkhart, 64%, Rick Jones, 21%, Tater Dodd, 10%, and Stretch Creech with 3%. In the Coroner's race, John Derrick No with 40%. We have Jeff Sawyers, 34%, Josh Shackelford with 18%, and Tommy Hall with 5%. First District Magistrate, Clark Sparky Middleton, 39%. We have Paul Caldwell with 20.9%, Reggie Riley with 20.4%, Tim Howard, 13%, Jason Coldinger, 4%. First District Constable, it is Tony No, 46%, Hot Rod Grubbs, 33%. Second District Magistrate, Bill Moore's in the lead at 62%, Michael Napier, 37%. Second District Constable's race, Scotty Moore has 75%, Gary Plank, 24%. Third District Magistrate, Paul Browning, the incumbent, 59%, Tracy Bailey with 40%. In the Fourth District Magistrate's race, Jim Roddy holding a good lead at 64%, Darrell Middleton with 15%, Hiram Fields, 11%, and Chris Allen with 8%. In the Fourth District Constable's race, it is Stephen Ray with 49%, Bun Grubbs 33%. In the 5th District Magistrate's race, James Howard has the lead at 44%, Jordan Howard 20%, Dale Long 18%. In the 5th District Constable's race, Robert Haywood has pulled back ahead with 52% to Brian Hales 47%. In the United States Senator on the Democratic ticket, Charles Booker with 49% of the vote. In the County Clerk on Democratic ticket, it's Donna Hoskins with 61%, Pam Bailey 38%, and the 5th District Magistrate on the Democratic ticket, Travis Hensley with 71%, and George Grant 28%.
A little bit of movement that last report. They had some people tightened up a couple races and then had a lead change in one of those as well. Yes. That's 32 out of 34 precincts reporting, and only two remaining. Only two remaining. 2 precincts left to be counted here in the 2022 primary election.
If we could add something to this system, I wish it would tell us what was reported and what wasn't. What precincts are left.
Right, because I'm sure some magistrates' races are done.
Yes.
But we don't know that where we are. I'm sure they're done.
And we can probably look at it and guess, but we don't want to do that.
No,
we don't guess.
No, I don't want to guess at anything there. You got the 3rd District Magistrate's race. That is up in the Tri-Cities area. The 1st District also involves over in the Bledsoe area.
Well, don't forget the 5th District got path for it.
That's right, down in that area. So here we are, folks.
Done.
This is it. This is it.
With 100% reporting, a total of 6,570 ballots cast.
Do it, Sean.
We've got in the United States Senator's race, these are the final unofficial numbers. Rand Paul has won that one with 85% of the vote. In the United States Representative in Congress, 5th Congressional District, we have Hal Rogers with 82% of the vote. 94th Representative, State Representative Brandon Edwards, 69%. He has defeated Jacob Justice in Harlan County with 30% of the vote. In the PVA office, Felicia Wooten Tammy has held hers with 60% of the vote. Robert Simpson, 39. In the county judge executives race, Dan Mosley has held his position, 61%. Mackey Wynn, 30%. In the county clerk's race on the Republican ticket, Ashley Sullivan has won the Republican ticket with 62% of the vote. In the sheriff's race, Chris Brewer has won the Republican nomination with 57% of the vote. In the jailer's race, B.J. Burkhart will retain his position with 64% of the vote. In the coroner's race, we have John Derek No in the lead with 40%. He will face Emmanuel Mason in November. In the 1st District Magistrate's race, Sparky Middleton has retained his spot for the Republican nomination with 35%. 1st District Constable's race, Tony No has retained at 42%. In the 2nd District Magistrate's race, Bill Moore had no trouble with 61%. In the 2nd District Constable's race, Scotty Moore has won that one with 76%. 3rd District Magistrate, Paul Browning has retained his seat with 59%. In the 4th District Magistrate's race, Jim Roddy has retained his at 64%. In the 4th District Constable's race, Stephen Ray has got that one at 49% of the vote. 5th District Magistrate's race, James Howard has retained his position with 44% of the vote. 5th District Constable's race, Robert Haywood has retained with 52% of the vote. In the United States Senator's race on the Democratic ticket, Charles Booker has won Harlan County. In the county clerk's race, the incumbent, Donna Hoskins, will face Ashley Powell Sullivan in November. Donna got 60% of the vote. In the 5th District Magistrate's race, Travis Hensley is your Democratic nominee with 71% of the vote. Those are the final numbers, 100% reporting. They do have to be verified by Donna Hoskins and the election board. That happens normally about 2 days. I cannot remember it ever changing except when something was very close. But those are your unofficial results of the primary elections for 2020.
Heard a little bit of shouting in the background, and, you know, you mentioned it just a little while ago before we went to the final numbers. Rand Paul wins big in Harlan County. Hal Rogers wins big in Harlan County. Brandon Edwards wins in Harlan County. Felicia Wooten, congratulations. We're going to talk to her in just a second. Felicia Wooten Tammy, 60% of the vote, retains her seat as PVA. Also, Dan Mosley wins the Republican nomination for County Judge Executive, 61% to 30% for a win. On the Republican side for County Clerk, Ashley Sullivan gets 62% of the vote over John Clem and gets that nomination. The upset of the night is for Harlan County Sheriff, as Chris Brewer tallied 57% of the vote, and Leslie E. Smitty Smith with 42% of the vote. John Derek No wins the vacant seat of Harlan County Coroner's Office. John Derek No received 40% of the vote. And then we'll go on into the magistrate's race in just a little bit. But before we go any further, I have a guest with us here this evening, Felicia Wooten Tammy, 60% of the vote, retaining the seat for Property Valuation Administrator. And I, first of all, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you.
And the other thing I'll say to you is this. You and I have talked a couple times as we pass in the street and everything. This has really been, for lack of a better word, a tumultuous election all the way around. So many candidates vying. And I guess this is the hardest part of your job is election time. Yeah. Congratulations to you. I know you got things you'd like to say to those out there that helped you.
Well, I'd just like to thank all the people who called, knocked on doors, got on Facebook, who worked with me day and night. I want to say that we proved that kindness, goodness, and truth wins in the end.
You and I talked on the street. I guess it was maybe 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, something like that. We were talking on the street, and you and I had kind of the same idea about something, and we can kind of talk about it just a little bit right now. Personal. We're a small place.
Yeah.
keep it personal. And that's something that you told me that you wanted to try to do, not only during your campaign,
Yes.
but that you pride yourself in trying to do during the office hours.
Exactly right. We always try to help people and do our job, stay in our own place, and
So let me ask you something. Tomorrow morning when you get up and come to work, is it going to be different?
it's no, because we've always been the same.
But
We're the same.
it's a good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good feeling,
Yeah.
and I'm thankful again to everybody out there who went out and voted, all the people who went the extra mile, who had confidence in me, and thanks again.
All right, congratulations to you. And I know you worked hard for it. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us. That is Felicia Wooten-Tammy, who retained PVA office seat with 60% of the vote to 39% for Robert D. Simpson. We were talking about, we went through all the county races and so on. Of course, on the Democratic side, Donna G. Hoskins, the incumbent, retained, she will be running in the fall against Ashley Sullivan. But Donna G. Hoskins won the Democratic nod there with 60% of the vote. And then in the 5th District Magistrates race, 71% went to Travis Hensley. That's on the Democratic side. Now, back to the Republican side in the Magistrates races and the Constable races. In the 1st District, Clark Sparky Middleton retains the seat. In the 2nd District, Bill Moore retains the seat. In the 4th District, James Howard retains the seat as magistrate. I'm sorry, that's in the 5th District. The 5th District, Jim Roddy retains the seat in the 4th District. And joining me now, retaining the seat for a second term in the 3rd District, is Paul Lewis Browning. Howdy.
Good evening, Jackie Crow Corner.
How's it feel? Look, I know how excited you were when you won a few years ago your first term. You and I sat here and we talked about this.
Yes, sir.
And you and I were talking a little bit, and you thought, you were telling me how you enjoyed doing what you're doing, love your job, love what you're doing. But just like I was talking to Felicia there just a few moments ago, this right here, this night, culminating from the hard work through the campaign trail, you work harder getting the job than you do, and I don't mean this as a shot at the job, because it is hard to retain a seat in Harlan County, especially right now in tumultuous times in politics.
I will agree with that. Certainly over the last, let's say, 4 months, it has been a day in, day out. It has been a day in, day out battle, truly. Miss Bailey, formidable opponent, certainly. Other people, ex-magistrates, things of that nature, were involved in this race, and so it was certainly something you had to be alert 24 hours a day with, I guess. There was no rest. When you work as a magistrate, I'll cut a tree, I'll clear a ditch, we'll do all that stuff by hand. It's no issue. But you get to go home at some point, unless there's a disaster, and sleep.
Yeah.
These last 4 months, sleep is at a premium. So
going back to the election deal, winning the first time ever
yes, sir.
has to feel good knowing that the people out there have faith in you for what you say you're going to do.
Yes, sir.
Being reelected shows that faith again, but maybe in a little different light of not what you're going to do. Maybe people are saying, hey, we kind of appreciate what's going on here. Do you look at it that way? How does that fit with you?
I definitely do, and I can tell you the first time that I ran, Jackie, I knocked on over 1,600 doors in order to secure the seat the first time.
Knocked on mine 3 times.
I did, yes, sir. But I like you a lot, Jackie.
You did.
And let the door hanger, I think, twice.
Of course, I don't think we did any politicking when you were there. I understand.
That's it.
I understand.
No, we didn't. You weren't there twice, I think, so that's okay. But I knocked on 1,600 doors, and that was to get the job. So this time, I had the job, and we have been moving what I feel like, and I guess from the vote total tonight, District 3 feels like we've been moving at light speed, trying to change what we're doing, how we do things, and what we do. So this time was totally different. I was unable to knock. I'll tell you how many doors I knocked on. This may shock you. Going from 1,600 last time, 2. 2 doors this
Kind
time.
of like you had a job.
I had an absolute 100% full-time job prior to even thinking about this campaign. I appreciate everyone there. I appreciate this is a vote of confidence for what we collectively, and that's myself, all 3 mayors, Judge Mosley, the rest of fiscal court. It's collectively what we're trying to do in District 3. And this is a vote of confidence. It doesn't have to be a landslide win. It can be by 1 vote.
Yeah.
That is still a vote of confidence to what we're trying to do there and how we're trying to maneuver, I guess, ourselves through the new world, the post-COVID world, things of that nature. We're reinventing ourselves, and it seems to be working. There are so many things, oh my gosh, just around the corner.
Yeah.
You'll be shocked.
I appreciate you taking some time with us. You've been down here a while tonight. You've been down here a while. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But so now the election is over.
Yes, sir.
It's back to work.
Back to work.
All right. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, my friend.
All right. That's Paul Browning. He retains the seat as 3rd District Magistrate, receiving 59% of the vote. And I did not go over the constables for you. Let me run through those once again. 1st District Constable winning that seat. Pretty close race right there. Tony Wayne Noe, 47% to 36% from Bobby Hot Rod Grubbs. And then Constable in the 2nd District, Scotty Moore, 76% there, wins that seat or that nod on the Republican ticket. And then Constable in the 4th District, Stephen Ray with 49%. Wins this evening, and in Constable in the 5th District, Robert Haywood with 52%. All right, we're going to talk to some more people. Joining me now is Mr. Dan Mosley, who has retained the seat of Hardin County Judge Executive. Congratulations to you, sir.
I don't know where this thing is. That's what I was trying to figure out. We've been sitting up there watching all evening. Everybody's sitting there, and
it's in your lap.
Yeah, I couldn't see it. So, thanks, Crow. I appreciate it. It's an honor to be, elected again here. We'll be going going to the 3rd term,
right.
and I'm just overwhelmed by the support of the Republicans here in Harlan County that they've shown me today and over the last few months of this campaign. It was very emotional upstairs with my family. This has been a tough campaign.
Yeah,
and,
it's for a lot of people.
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
And it's been a tough campaign. And any families that go through it with their candidates, they know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm just thankful for my family, thankful for their support, thankful for my coworkers, my close friends that have been right there and had my back through this, and they've given me the strength to keep going through this and balance the task at hand.
I think I talk to you about this every time you and I do an interview election related. I think you and I talk about this all the time. Dan, I still remember, I think you might have been a teenager at the time. There was an article in the Harlan Daily Enterprise came out talking about how your passion was politics and getting involved in helping your community and so on and this and that. Did you ever dream you would be now going into your 3rd term as Harlan County Judge Executive?
No. I mean, I didn't, and I remember that article. Warren Parrish wrote that. He was a long.
How old were you at that time? Do you remember?
I was 18. I
I thought you were young.
Yeah, it was that my mom was running for school board the first time. Now she's been on the school board for 22 years, and she was running that first time.
You better be careful. You're gonna.
Yeah, for sure. And so she was running that first time. I was, I guess, 18 years old, and I remember maybe even 17 when he wrote the article, but hadn't probably even registered to vote, but really just enjoyed politics at that time. Now I don't really enjoy politics. I enjoy public service.
There's a big difference.
Yeah. Politics has changed a little bit throughout the course of time, and but public service is what I really enjoy. And I'm thankful for the people of Harlan County. Listen, there's no better place to live in this world, and I believe that from the bottom of my heart. And we've lost some very good people throughout the course of not only this term that we're currently in, but the last term as well. That just were near and dear to my heart. Close family members, close friends, and I was telling someone the other day. I said, everybody I had always campaigned with before in a particular precinct are gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. The people that took me to homes and said, "This is Dan Mosley, and I believe in what he's doing, and I want to support him." They're not here anymore.
Yeah.
And as you go through life, you lose friends and family. You lose people that believe in you, and you got to pick up new people that come into the fray. That I remember the first time I won, I packed him down the steps.
You don't pack
now
him anymore.
Now he can pack me down the steps. I mean, so I just. It means a lot. I'm just overwhelmed tonight by this result.
Did you ever imagine the change in running for a political office as a challenger or an open office compared to running for a political office where you're the incumbent?
Well, and this is the first time I ran I was the challenger because all of us were challengers. The previous judge had retired. And then last time I was the incumbent who had a challenger. This time an incumbent with two challengers. But, I felt like, because of the decision I made in February of 2021 when I just the national politics had become so extreme in the Democrat Party, I could not do that any longer. I could not be a part. I couldn't have that. I just couldn't do it as a person.
Can I ask you what you say to those people that criticize that choice?
Well, I mean,
or decision?
Yeah, and there's people that have, and there's people in both parties that have. But you have to row your own boat. You have to know where you are. You have to know where you believe, what you feel, and what your values align with. And that's how you have to make that decision. I can't make it for you. I have to look at myself in the mirror and know that the decision I make, that I'm good with that. And I'd been ready for years to do it. I'd prayed about it for a long time for the courage, really just for direction. And then it was like one day, it was loud and clear to me that no, you don't need direction. You need courage. So I started praying for courage. And one morning I woke up and it was the voice loud and clear. Today is the day. And I walked in that office and did it, and I'm never going to look back. I'm thankful, but I tell you what, I told my family when I did it, I had a lot of people say, well, you'll never win public office again for making that decision. And I said, I don't care. Regardless of political consequence, I am proud to be a Republican, and I'm proud to be a Republican from that day forward, whether I ever held a public office again. I appreciate the Republican Party here in Harlan County with their overwhelming vote of confidence, not only the vote total tonight, but the overwhelming support that they've shown me in this election with that result, 61% with two opponents on the board. To get 61%, I can't tell you what that means to me in my heart. They know me. They understand me. They know that I'm sincere about this and I'm genuine about this, that I believe in what the Republican Party value stands for. There's not a perfect party out there. We see that. I'll make that very clear. There is not a perfect party out there. It don't exist. There are people in both parties that people say, oh my goodness, what are they doing? What are they doing? It's just not. It don't exist anymore in society. It never has really. But the Republican Party stands for working people. The Republican Party stands for capitalism, not socialism. The Republican Party stands for the American dream, and it stands for rural America and conservative values, and that's where I'm at.
Yeah, and we talked about that earlier. There's just been a big switch in Harlan County. Harlan County has switched. We've seen the straight pull tickets in the general election, this and that, and everything like that. Used to be it was predominantly Democrat, and now that has changed.
Yeah.
I asked Felicia this just a little while ago. Being an incumbent and trying to politic and get through an election and do the job that you were elected to do, that's got to be a tough chore going into work every day. The question I got is this: what's it going to be like unlocking that door tomorrow morning?
Well, it's like jumping out of the fire into the frying pan because it's budget time. I've already presented a proposed budget to the magistrates for consideration. We have a fiscal court meeting coming up to address that. I still, coordinate the Polk Salad Festival as well. We've got required training coming up as well. We have to have so many training hours a year. so it's been a wild time, there's a lot of work going on. We've got a fire department project under construction. The project has started. The site work has started. We've got the Boys and Girls Club gym project underway. We've got this broadband grant that we're going through federal bureaucracy on right now. Red tape on that.
And a guy growing through the roof.
We've got I got a 14-year-old that certainly we missed a lot of time together over the last few months. You just moved my stepdaughter for physical therapy school, grad school. Blake's not able to be here tonight because he's in Washington, D.C. in law school, but he sent some really cool pictures last night wearing my T-shirt in front of the U.S. Capitol. So good show of support, and he's probably listening. Blake, love you. Glad it thrilled my heart to see those pictures last night. But I just listen, and this is this has been a tough one. It has been a real tough one, but I've got a great team of people up there. I've got a great staff. I've got great folks that are loyal to the people of Harlan County that do this job every day, and I'm so thankful for them. My name is just on that door. I'm just a member of that team. It is everybody rows a part of that boat. They are great. They do their job well, and I'm thankful to work with them every single day.
Takes a village.
It takes a village, and we're fortunate to have it. I'm excited about what's happening. This last term has not been fun. The first one had a lot of messes to clean up, had some natural disasters.
Yeah, right when you took office.
Right when I took office. I mean, we had the worst flood, snowstorms, all that. I mean, we had terrible forest fires, all that. And then this term, we go in as excited. Last time we won about going into the 2019, the bicentennial. Man, it's going to be great. Before the bicentennial even hit, the Black Joe economic disaster hit. Then we get to celebrate the bicentennial. Then we have one of the worst floods in the history of the county in early 2020. Then we have the global pandemic for literally a 2-year time frame. And so, that's been burdensome. It's not been what we thought it would be, but it just proves you adjust to the circumstances that you're giving. You lead through them. You make tough decisions at times. There's decisions that nobody wanted to make, period, in any of this. There's things we've had to learn to live with. There's things we've had to learn to live without, and I have hated that. But I hope this pandemic is gone. I never want to see kids out of school again, and I hate that ever happened. I never want to see businesses shut down again because it wasn't fair to see local businesses close when national businesses had to stay open. It was terrible. They got to stay open, the other guys had to close, and they could have regulated it. It was a bad deal. One other thing, I want to thank Darren Pete Farmer. Ran a very clean race. He's always been a longtime friend of mine. Just a really good guy. We used to go to a lot of ball games together. Ran a very clean race, and I appreciate him for that. And congratulations to everybody else that won tonight.
Big night.
Big night. And I want to congratulate a buddy of mine that was here. He was our economic development director, Colby Kirk. You remember Colby?
I remember Colby.
Colby went back home to Martin County last summer to take on the deputy judge executive job in Martin County, and he went into a bad circumstance. The judge over there had brain cancer and ended up passing away. Colby was appointed judge, and tonight he was on the ballot, and it sounds like his result turned out really good too. So I'm very proud of Colby.
All right, brother.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you, I'll see you round and about.
Yeah.
Feed this youngin'. He's wasting away nothing.
Yeah, I will do that.
All right. Congratulations, Dan Mosley. Dan Mosley retains the Republican, retains county judge executive, and I'm looking to see where Shaun has went to. I think he's got me another person to interview here. Again, the election, the 2022 election is in the books. The primary election is in the books. And I have with me here this evening, getting 57% of the votes to 42% of the votes in the sheriff's race, Chris Brewer. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
First time in politics for you?
First time.
Was that an experience or what?
It was a humbling experience.
I'd say it probably was, but congratulations to you. Hey, let's back up just a little bit here, okay? Real simple question. Why? Why did you decide at this time to run for Harlan County Sheriff?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank God. God is good. I want to thank Sheriff Smith. He's been a great sheriff. Just had different ideas. I just want to bring a more proactive office. There's just things going out in our communities. The drug problem's getting a little out of hand, and I just think we need to take a different approach to it.
So, first time in politics, first time ever running, and you win the sheriff's race in Harlan County. Did you ever think that you would ever be sitting here?
Not at all.
I mean, was that ever any kind of intention to run for political office? I mean, you've been in law enforcement for so many years. I just wonder if if that ever, maybe when you were young, say, man, I'd like to be this or I'd like to be that, or did this just something that come about here lately?
It's just something that came about. Truthfully, in 2005, I was scheduled to go into radiology. Starting in August of 2005, I took a job at the Harlan County Sheriff's Office by then Sheriff Steve Duff, just thinking that it was going to get me through at that time until I figured out what I wanted to do with my life.
Right.
And here we are.
So, excitement in the family tonight. Who's buying dinner? Who's buying dinner? Huh?
I think my 10-year-old son McKinley back here is going to buy dinner tonight.
Chris Brewer, congratulations to you, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
First time in politics and getting voted in for Harlan County Sheriff there on that Republican side of the ticket. And you do have an opponent in the fall.
Yes, sir. One more to go.
One more to go. So the work's not over with. You get to politic again.
That's a fact.
All right, congratulations to
Thanks,
you,
sir.
buddy.
Thank
All right, folks, that's Chris Brewer getting the Republican nomination for sheriff here this evening. I'm going to try to find Shaun. I think we may be about wrapped up. I'm not 100% sure. He's out trying to find us some of the winners this evening to talk to and interview. I think he's going to... Yeah. Is this it? Yeah. Is that all right? Yeah. Unless you want to do this? You can. All right. Okay. All right. Harlan County Coroner's race. There's a guy now joining me, sitting to my left, that I've got to know throughout the years. John Derek Knoll, 40% of the votes, and of course you also have an opponent in the fall, a Democratic opponent, I think, in the fall, if I'm looking at that right.
Yes.
Okay. So many things that's not on our list, but congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir.
I've passed you on the street a bunch of times, and coroner's office,
Yep.
law enforcement, coroner's office.
Yeah.
I'll ask you the same a question that I asked Chris there. Why did you decide to jump in?
Well, the current coroner has retired. He didn't run this time. He had over 30 years' experience in the coroner's office, and I have 28 years in law enforcement, and the coroner's office is a law enforcement job.
A lot of people don't understand that.
And they have the sheriff's or the coroner's office has the same authority that the sheriff has. He has full law
Right.
enforcement authority, and I figured the current coroner was retiring, and with my experience, I would like to try to put that experience in, so we're not facing a situation where we have an unexperienced coroner
Right.
in office.
Right.
So,
Now, you won a close race.
yes, sir.
You won a close race.
Yes, sir.
Had quite a few people running for that seat. There were 4 people on the Republican ticket running for that seat. So you had your work cut out for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And all, from what I know, seemed like a pretty good race by you and your opponents.
Yes, sir.
A lot of respect there.
Yes, sir. I'd like to thank all the people, all my friends and stuff that got out and talked to people for me. It's hard to run a countywide race and work a full-time job.
Sure.
And get everywhere in the county. So,
And a lot of places in the county you probably were new to, up in my end, up in the Tri-Cities area. I mean, there's a lot of hollers.
yeah. But for 10 years, I was a deputy sheriff under Steve Duff, and I served papers some after.
You've been in those hollers.
Yeah, I've been about everywhere in the county. So, you know, it's not nothing new to me. You know, I'm familiar with about everywhere in the county.
All right. Congratulations to you. You get the Republican nomination. 40% of the votes, what we show. John Derrick, no, congratulations to you, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck to you down the road.
Thank you.
All right.
I'd like to thank the good Lord, because without him, nobody would be where they are now.
All right. Thank you. All right. Congratulations again.
Thank you, sir.
All right. I think we're going to do, I'm good. This it? Yeah, I think so. Put those things on there, BJ Buckhart. There you go, man. You're good at that technical stuff. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir.
Long time no see. I've not got to see you. You've been busy doing something, haven't you?
Oh yeah, a little bit. Jailer.
A lot of people. Hey, a lot of people running for your job.
They were.
You know, and you know. What went through your mind? I don't mean anything bad or anything, but when you saw, hey, all these people are running, it's going to be a job. I'm going to have to, do my job in politics at the same time. That had to change things.
That's what makes it hard, is trying to get out and see people and still continue to do your job in the office.
Right.
But I wanted to thank everybody in Harlan County for coming out and voting, giving me my third term in office, and once again, I'm going to promise to
third term
treat all districts the same, 1 through 5, show no favorites, serving all county.
You're proud of what you've done, aren't you?
I'm very proud, yes.
Yeah. I've known BJ for a while now, and I can tell that he enjoys what he does while he and I talk and this and that. But hey, now you've won here tonight. So how long do we relax now before we travel on?
Yeah, that's March made me 20 years working at the jail. This is my 8th year being jailer. I'm glad the people of Harlan gave me 4 more years, and hopefully I'll have it for a long, long time.
All right. BJ Burkhart, Harlan County Jailer, congratulations to you, old buddy. And rest easy tonight. Get you some sleep.
All right. Thank you, Harlan.
All right. Oh, I think that's going to do it for us. I'm going to let you do this one. I'm about done right here, okay? I'm going to let Shaun take over, and I think we're going to do a couple more interviews. So I'll step out of here.
Put your headphones on. Congratulations. I have Ashley Powell Sullivan sitting here with me now. Congratulations. You are the Republican representative for the clerk's office.
Thank you so much.
So what do you have to say?
Oh, my goodness. I'm just so humbled by all the love and support that I've received, and it's truly, truly amazing. My phone has continuously blown up with people just congratulating me, and it's because of those people right there is the reason why I'm elected, and I'm excited for the future.
You got 62% of the vote. It's not over, though. You'll be facing Donna Hoskins in November.
That's right.
And the incumbent always has the advantage. You know that.
I do know that. So I'm just
don't quit working.
Nope. I'm going to tie my shoes a little bit tighter and keep going door to door and work just as hard as I did this last time.
Do you have any plans for what changes if you make it in November, what you're going to do?
I do.
That you can tell us, or do you want to keep that private for right now?
Oh, no. I'm an open book. The first thing that I would like to do is just change the overall atmosphere. That's been the number one complaint of the Harlan citizens. And then after that, I would like to redesign our web page there to make it have a little bit more information and some forms that sometimes you'd have to come in and get. I want to go ahead and have those available to the public so they can get the information that they need before they come in, or maybe pre-fill them out, so to save them a trip and shorten our lines. And, I mean, then I would like to look once I get in there, and if I'm humbled and blessed enough to get in there, I would like to see what our people needs as far as extra office hours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's just a few of them.
You've got November to go. It's going to come quick.
Yes.
May came quick, you have to admit.
It did.
So
it snuck up
it's a
on
whirlwind, and in November, we'll see you again. Congratulations once again.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so
much. Thank you. We want to thank our sponsors one last time. for making this possible. We wouldn't be able to be here without the sponsors. So let me pull up that list just to make sure that I don't miss anyone. The sponsors that made it possible for us to be here tonight are Sailor's Auto Sales and Harlan Tint, J&J Fencing and Pools, Verta Quick Stop and Grill, Fred Owens Jr., Attorney at Law, Cardinal Financial Services, Harlan Carpet Mart, Harlan Vapors, Monticello Bank, Harlan Dental Clinic, and Jared Nunley, Realtor of Century 21. Jackie, I know your voice is going out. What have you got to say? What are your final votes? Or because there is pizza beside us, we're getting off the air.
I'm looking for pizza and cough drops, baby, I'm telling you. But another night that, like we talked about, things get a little dull and drab. You get down the middle, and then, boom, it all happens at the end. And we ended up with some real interesting races, I thought. Of course, an incumbent loses here in the sheriff's office, and a lot of people in Harlan County was talking about that race.
Yes.
A lot of people were talking about
that. Was a hard-fought race on both sides.
Yes,
There was
sir.
a whole lot of work on both of them, a whole lot of knocking on doors, a whole lot of money spent on both of those campaigns.
Well, you got to give, you got to take your hat off to both those guys. I mean, Leslie Smitty Smith and Chris Brewer. I mean, you got to take your hat off to both those guys. It was a close race, but that right there was the one that everybody was kind of keeping their eye on. I thought, that was just my opinion. And then incumbents win pretty much across the board everywhere. And you had a couple races that did not have an incumbent.
Yep.
So, as far as surprises, to be honest with you, one of the biggest surprises that I had was the 6,570 vote total, because I thought that with all of these people running for office, that we would have a higher vote count. I really did.
It definitely was down a lot.
Yeah.
And it didn't look that way when the first half of the voters were in. It looked like we were going to do good, and then they just kind of
dwindled down. Dwindled down. But anyway, it's in the books. It's in the books, and goodness gracious, there's no losers in this thing.
No.
I'm sorry, there's no losers in this thing, because everybody on this sheet, everybody, whether they got the nod or didn't get the nod, they are people willing to work for our community.
That's right.
And there's not a loser here anywhere. Some people, won, but I don't say there's a loser there anywhere.
No, a whole lot of people got out. And some of the candidates I've talked to, they told me, even if I don't win, got to talk to a lot of people. Got to meet a lot of people. And maybe because they didn't win this time, that they're setting up for the next time. There's something else in store. But it's been exciting. It's not over. We're going to have silence for what do you think, about 3 or 4 months?
Yeah.
And then it'll start to step back up.
It'll
again.
heat back up. It'll heat back up.
But it's always fun. Jackie, it's always an honor to broadcast with a legend.
In my own mind.
You are a true professional. I always enjoy broadcasting with you. We want to thank our sponsors.
I apologize for my voice and putting it all on you, but it's just I gotta have it tomorrow for the district championship. But you do a great job, man. I tell you do a great job.
That means a lot coming from you. It really
does.
does.
A great job.
Well, we want to ask everybody to remind them, tune in tomorrow on your show. Tune in to WTUK for the news, for WHLN also for your recap on the news, and then be sure and tune in at 6 o'clock for the district baseball tournament, because everyone knows baseball is the greatest sport. At least tomorrow.
I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
We at least say tomorrow baseball's the greatest sport at 6 p.m. on Eastern Broadcast.
Yes.
We'll go with that.
Yes. Greatest show on earth.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we will be there. Jackie and Andrew will be there to call the games, all the plays. I'll be there to run the cameras, and our little buddy, our Asian sensation, Mikey Scott, he'll be there just to do what he does.
All right, brother. Take us out of here, Percy.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This is Sean Burnett and Jackie Cornett from Eastern Broadcasting. I can't do the have a good day. You got to do good night.
All right. I appreciate everybody listening. You've been listening to the 2022 election return coverage here live from the Harlan County Courthouse. Sean Burnett.